I can't believe I believed everything we had was last. So young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kiss. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your schemes. I'm smarter than that. Young and naive to believe that with me you're a changed man. Foolish of me to compete when you cheat, we'll lose one then. It took me some time, but now I'm moved on. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Controlling, you say that you love me, but you don't. Your family told me one day I would see it on my own. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with your 3 kids in my own. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. Now that it's over, stop calling me, come pick up your clothes. Ain't no need to front like you're still with me. All your homies know, even your very best friend tried to warn me on the low. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Got me, myself, and I know that I will never disappoint myself. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm sitting with you. Yeah, you hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. Hey, I know that I will never disappoint myself. I'm crying. All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out. I'm sitting with you. You hurt me, but I learned a lot along the way. After all the rain, you'll see the sun come out again. I be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Be myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend.
Tell me, fellas, have you seen her? It was about 5 minutes ago when I seen a hottest chick that a youngin' never seen before. I say, yo, tell the girls I wanna meet her. On second thought, that ain't the way to go. I gotta give her game proper, spit it so she get it. There she is, I gotta stop her. Or should I talk about a smile? Or what about a style? I'm out of time, she's out the door, I gotta go for mine. Or should I talk about a smile? Or what about a style? I'm out of time, she's out the door, I gotta go for mine. Let the door say, oh, yeah. And I gotta admit that you got my attention. You're making me want to say, oh, I know you're trying to leave this. I saw you dance with you. How I love to keep you here with me, yo baby. Now so they grab hold of my hand, and let's pretend the flow was ours. You say you don't really dance, just one good step. Now with the music is moving too fast, now my head a little tired. Don't be afraid to move a little closer. Girl, there's something about you that makes me wanna say yeah. And I gotta admit that you got my attention. You're making me want to say yeah. Tryna leave
grown and sexy, but clean sometimes. That's what's up. We didn't say it was a family show, so there's that.
Young
Wait,
people
are
born.
we with that? With that?
Well-
This or that? Are we?
I don't know. We all over the place.
Had to come out of retirement. These knees don't. They was snap, cracking, and popping. You know, like a Rice Krispie. But we made it do what it do. But I did take a couple ibuprofens afterwards, though. All right.
Mud Talk with Big T, Shay, and Miss Amy.
CL Style.
It's your boy Red.
I'm loving the studio. Like, as soon as I walked in, I was like, this is it right here. I just got into my element. So I'm loving it. I just really enjoyed listening to Jamil. It was just a great conversation. I mean, this is good. I'm like, okay, this is. Maybe we'll see after today. We'll see how tonight pans out. Yeah. We'll see.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your homie Big T.
Hi, Miss Amy.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy CL Styles, your co-hostess with the mostest. Hey, what's going on?
And you are officially tapped in and tuned in to the hottest podcast that brings you the latest in music, news, and fashion and keeps our ears to the street.
While you grind and shine.
Hey, so we are back with a brand new episode of Mud Talk. It feels so good to be back. The crew is back together again. We were kind of split for a couple episodes, but the crew is back. Well, we're not really all the way back together because CL Styles is not with us in the studio. CL Styles, where you at?
I'm in Florida, but I'm there in spirit
Yeah.
And also on the screen.
and on the screen.
Looking real tan right now.
Very. He forgot his sunscreen.
You see me?
Don't brag about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the weather like down there?
It was like 80 degrees today.
Wow.
80.
It was
It
nice.
is-
Yeah.
It's raining here right
Rainy
now.
and like 50.
Yeah.
But I heard that it was like 70 degrees the other day
It was.
on
That's-
Monday, right?
It's one day compared to Florida, which is every day.
Uh-huh.
Vegas can't be choosy, Big T.
It was one day and everybody forgot to drive. He just said choosy.
I think he did say choosy, yes. So what is the reason why you are in Florida, CL Styles?
So I came down to Florida because we're putting on a service project where we are doing and customizing shoes for students that are homeless. So they're going to get a free pair of shoes and customized. So the students are giving back and putting their design creativity to the test.
Wow, that's
So the students are designing them and they're going to give them to kids that are homeless. Or the
Correct.
kids that are homeless are designing them.
Yep. The kids are going to give them to students that are homeless.
That's
Yeah.
great.
that's dope.
Yeah. Mhm.
Shout out to CL Styles,
Right.
man.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate you.
Just changing the world one shoe at a time.
That's a nice little slogan. He might have to give
Should I
us-
copyright that
you
real quick? So
should.
he has to pay me for it.
Yes, give you some royalties.
Yes, thank you.
Amy, you can say the quote and then you just put your money phone up with it so we can do it like that.
Are you
I know
going to give me
want
the money to
use
put
it.
my money phone?
Imaginary.
Can I
Baby
lay
step,
on your
baby
bright
step.
yellow car with my money
Of
phone
course. Yeah.
and a shoe in my
Of
other
course you
hand?
can. There you go.
See? Got a whole marketing strategy.
Yeah, I love that. Just make sure y'all put Mud Talk logo somewhere in there too.
I'll wear the sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all right.
Me too.
I really do want Mud Talk on the shoe though.
I think we need to do
We
that.
need to arrange that.
Yeah.
Let's make
We
it
should.
happen.
We should make that happen.
It'd be like a little team
Yeah.
building activity.
Yeah, we can do that over the summer after we do our season break. Yeah,
I'm
I
down
love
with it.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Well, so being that this is March, we are calling this episode March Madness because there's a
Yes.
lot of crazy shit going on. Well, good stuff, not so good stuff, because it is International Women's Month, right?
Day.
Thank
And
you.
it is
It is
Women-
Women's History
Women
Month.
History Month, International Women's Day is actually today.
Yes, absolutely. So we got that going on. Plus, we got an extra special edition of Big T with the T because
Everything's extra special for you.
it is. Even the extra is extra. But
Yes.
this is a special edition of Big T with the T because it was so much tea spilled over. I was just like, we got to do it, for pretty much the whole damn show.
There's a lot of tea.
There's a lot of tea that's going to be spilled today. And I think we should just go ahead and get into that. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Yes. So here we go. So y'all know I like to call this Big T with the.
See,
Hey, this is Big T with the T. Yes.
I should have whispered it.
You should. You on this whole ASMR kick
Hey,
lately.
and I'll tell you why.
Can
later.
y'all do it again and you whisper it? Can y'all do that again and
Let's
shit?
try this again. All right. This is what I like to call Big T with the.
See.
Hey. Hey.
I actually kind of like that.
I'll talk about why it's ASMR later in my mental health matters segment. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that. All right. Well, let's get into this tea because we got some tea that we got to spill. The first thing we're going to talk about, let's talk about Donald Trump.
Oh my
Yeah. Let's talk about Donald Trump. So you're probably wondering why we have these two
First of
characters
all-
on the screen.
What the hell?
Well, I'm going to tell you. So you know, Joe Biden did his State of the Union speech last night, and Donald Trump decided to mock Joe Biden. So we know that Donald Trump has his own social media platform called The Truth. And
He had to create his own because nobody let him on.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump mocked Joe Biden after Thursday's State of the Union address, comparing him to a cartoon character in a filtered video he posted to his social media platform. Now, all of this tea comes from TMZ, and I had to go through and really do some investigation on this. So, unsurprisingly, Trump went the juvenile route in response to President Biden's hour-plus speech at the Capitol, posting a brief compilation of Joe at the podium with Vice President Kamala Harris sitting behind him that featured Joe Biden and her with a bunch of goofy filters. Some of the images show Biden and Harris with bulgy eyes and frozen faces, as well as braided pigtails and hats. Another visual depicted Biden as a shaggy dog in Pinocchio. Of course, this is relevant because Donald Trump is going toe-to-toe with Joe Biden in the 2024 election.
Can we just leave that picture up for a second?
Oh, there's another one too.
Wait, hold on, but look at that one. Oh God, that was my favorite ever.
He's
So there's-
fried, bro. He's fried.
Look at that picture. That's Joe Biden, right?
That is Joe
He
Biden
actually
and Kamala
looks like
Harris.
Donald Trump.
He really does.
Like they look alike. Are they related?
I don't know, but Donald Trump, please give us your phone.
Yeah, right. Like somebody needs to take his phone. He's grounded. You're grounded. Like actually grounded.
He's so fried.
This is unacceptable.
You said he went the juvenile right, like he doesn't normally, allegedly.
Well, yeah, but he's back now. So
He's back.
look, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump by any means necessary, but I'm going to say this. The only reason why I miss Donald Trump is because he was my daily dose of comedy.
Mhm.
Like through the pandemic, if it had not been for him, I would have not made it through the pandemic because he gave me at least 8 laughs a day.
Well,
Between shooting paper towels at Puerto Ricans like he's LeBron James, from telling people to inject themselves with Lysol and it would cure COVID
and bleach.
and bleach.
That part.
Don't
Yeah.
do that, by the way.
Don't do that.
That's not.
Yeah,
Please don't do that.
No.
please don't do that.
And also COVID, like it's you can just go to the doctor. They got medicine for that now.
Yeah, they do. So we don't need you injecting yourself with bleach or Lysol. But yeah, if we're just gonna have Donald Trump for comedy purposes as the president, I'm here for it.
Did Joe Biden actually like comment or say anything back?
Well, he's not on that social media platform, The Truth. So but I'm curious to see. I will do my investigation and get some more tea about that. But I'm sure Joe Biden is probably not thinking nothing about Donald Trump right now. So
Yeah.
At all.
yeah, not at all. All right, so we got some more tea. Let's get into Mike Epps. So, Mike Epps, boy, he spilled some tea. Let me tell you about this one. So, Mike Epps is still feeling some sort of way about the Richard Pryor biopic that did not happen. And 10 years after he got the dream role, he's blaming Richard's widow for shutting it down. So, Mike revealed the backstory to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson on their All the Smoke podcast, claiming things went south with Jennifer Lee Pryor because he refused to have sex with her. Mike claims when he refused to sleep with her, she yanked the role from him. Mike claims he and Jennifer clashed harder at Richard Pryor's funeral in 2005. Lee Daniels was originally on board to direct the film in 2014, but he jumped ship 2 years later, leaving Mike to portray Pryor in minor capacities, as he did in HBO's short-lived Winning Time series. Potentially the last time he'll get to impersonate his idol. Richard's widow has not commented on this story.
How long ago was this?
So this happened in so this is 10 years after he got the dream role. So this was around 2014, 13, something like that.
So it's been 10 years, Mike.
Yeah. And he's spilling the tea of why he didn't get the role, and it's because Richard Pryor's wife, she wanted that thing. And he didn't want to give it to her.
I mean, clearly he just didn't want to have to do what he needed to do to get the role.
Well,
So wait, does that mean whoever did get the role was banging his? Banging
well,
his
the
wife?
movie, well, they dropped the
Just
movie.
dropped the whole thing.
Yeah, they just dropped the
She
whole
said,
thing.
if I can't get that thing, then I'm not doing the movie.
If I can't get that thing, it's not gonna be a thing.
There is no thing.
Yeah, if we can't make a movie, ain't gonna be a movie.
Right. She said, I'm going to get that dick. Oh, wait, is it too early for me to get
Right now,
Just like, give me that D.
she wanted that D. Yeah. So yeah, she hasn't commented on the story, and yeah, I don't know.
Well, comment. Please let us know.
We would love to know. She can come here on Mud Talk and clear it up. We would love that.
We'll let you speak your piece and tell us whether you needed that D or not.
If you needed that D or not. All right, and to end our first half of Big T with the T, let's talk about the boss, Ricky Rose. Rick Ross said he was.
Oh, it's my fupa buddy.
Yeah. Well, he may not be your FUBU buddy much
Well,
longer
okay,
after this.
well, I'll determine that.
Yeah, so Rick Ross says that he wasn't picking on Tyreek Hill. And if you know who Tyreek Hill is, he plays for the Miami Dolphins. So Rick Ross says he had no ill intent when he documented Tyreek Hill's house fire earlier this year, claiming he was actually a good guy in the situation. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill unloaded on the rapper this week, saying it was pretty messed up of him to post footage of the emergency for his 19.4 million followers to see. Rose got wind of Hill's gripe, and he thinks it's all a misunderstanding. He says, Tyreek Hill, I wasn't picking on you, homie. I wasn't picking on you at all. Ross pointed out he did not share any footage of Hill's loved ones at the scene, and news coverage of the incident was already underway by the time he started recording. So he says, so what's the matter if I make my own content? And let's not act like I'm the one that premiered the fire to the world in the first place. It was 5 helicopters circling over your crib and my crib. We stay across the street from each other. I didn't post you and your girl outside. I didn't post your mom, none of that. But that shit was everywhere, homie. Rose also knocked the fire department, saying he thought they did a bad job at attacking the flames. Ross also extended an olive branch to Hill, welcoming him to join his podcast and car show so they could squash the beef.
He was messing with my boy Tyreek.
He was. And basically, long story short, he said, look, everybody else was recording this, so why can't I?
He said, let me just put that up. He was that person that's always at every emergency scene, right? That has like their camera and they got to record it all. He was the gawker.
He was.
And he said it doesn't matter because the news was already there.
Yeah. And he said, look, come on, homie, ain't no beef, man. He's like, look, I actually was the good guy in the situation.
I don't see that.
I don't know where the good part was in this.
What was good about sharing his tragedy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rick Ross.
And it's even more messed up is that you stay across the street from me and you're recording my house burning down.
Like instead of like, hey, how can I help you? Can I support you? Do you want to come stand in my yard?
Nope. He said, I got to get my content.
He's like, my content.
I expect more from the boss.
Because he's becoming more and more irrelevant. So he has to find somebody that is relevant.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, all right. Well, that was Big T with the tea. And you know, if I got some tea, I'm going to spill it here first on Mud Talk. So, and that was just the first half of the tea. We got more coming on later in the show. So, well, before we get into anything else, last episode, we had our Dear Black Man episode, which was a really dope episode. And so what do you guys think about the Dear Black Man episode that we did last week? CL Styles.
I think that it was really cool. I think having black males sit down and kind of speak about some things that might not be brought to the forefront, but individuals might be thinking it. I think that was really cool to be able to sit down and kind of have God talk and speak about that. Yeah,
I thought it was really dope, like you said, to just sit down and talk with other black men about, you know, things that, you know, they probably wanted to get off their chest. I have so much respect for, you know, everyone on the panel who opened up and allowed themselves to be vulnerable and share their experiences and their stories. And I just love the fact that it was well received. Like we posted a lot of clips and so many people were commenting and they were shooting me messages, like when I would post clips and everything. So the response was really, really well. And shout out to all the black women who watched as well too. Because I think for black women, it was important for them to watch, to know that as black men, we have feelings and we want to share our experiences, but we need that safe space. And I think it was so dope for them to be able to watch that and just, you know, just hear the stories that we go through, because we go through things too. And so I really, really enjoyed the conversation that we were able to have. I thought that was dope.
I think.
And just, go ahead. I'm sorry, Amy.
No, you go ahead.
And just to add on, I think being able to hear the same topic from different perspectives, I
Mhm.
think helped a lot as well, because
Yeah.
it gave the individuals and the listeners a vantage point from individuals that kind of think different or have gone through the same things or have not gone through the same things. So I think the different perspectives help as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just and not even just that, but there were different age ranges too. I mean, we had
Yeah.
shout out to T Cole from the Drunk Unks podcast, who was on the show.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
just celebrated their season finale last Saturday, so shout out to them. But it was
Yep.
super dope because he's in his 20s, and we're in our 30s, and Thiso was almost in his 40s. So like we had like all these different age ranges in regards to the same topics, but the perspectives were so different. And so I thought that was
Yeah.
really dope. So
I was gonna say, I was doing the like the camera and the different audio visual stuff, and I mean, I'm not obviously a Black man or a Black woman, but just from a woman's perspective in general, for somebody who has Black male friends and for somebody who works with young Black men every day with mental health, I think it's so important what you guys are doing, and when you have those conversations, I need for our young Black men to see that, not just
Yeah.
and even our teens, our adolescents, just to see that it's okay to open up, it's okay to have those conversations, because our society puts it out there that it's not okay.
right.
And it's not okay for men or Black men specifically to talk about those things. And I need for my young Black men that I work with to hear that
Mhm.
there are men willing to talk about these topics, and it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. And just the perspective that I got from it was I've actually used, not necessarily just in the counseling that I've done since then, I've been able to use some of the wisdom that I got to hear from you guys in communicating with my young Black men that I've been working with,
That's dope.
because I'm not in that. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
But so to be able to speak empathetically to these young men and say, you know what, I have very great Black male friends that say it's okay to not be okay. They say it's
Mhm.
okay to cry, because that's not always the example that my young men are seeing at home and
Right.
in their neighborhood. So I think you guys, shout out to you guys for being a great example of what it means to openly talk about mental health.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, white girl.
Sure.
And you know what? And as a female, like I said, as a male's perspective,
Yeah.
and that it is important to be able to give men an open, safe space, because I don't, but I do know a lot of women who will use mental health against men, and
Yeah.
it makes it even harder for men to open up.
Absolutely. And once it's weaponized against you once, you gotta shut down to every woman that comes across it. So
Absolutely.
it's like if you, and it can be from something that happened in a previous, relationship or friendship,
Mhm.
but once it happens that one time, it kind of messes it up for everybody else that kind of comes after that. So
Friend or relationship or whatever. And for me, it's like, I would, that's not who I am. Obviously I'm in mental health, and I have a lot of friends Black male friends that are, talking openly about mental health. And
mhm.
to get my Black male friends to open up, they're like, I can't trust you. I can't trust anybody,
Yeah.
because this is what happened to me. And so I definitely, I think if you missed that episode, go back and rewatch it, re-listen to it on any of our streaming platforms, YouTube, Facebook. There is a lot of wisdom shared.
Most definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of mental health, Miss Amy is back with our mental health moment. And what mental health knowledge are you kicking to us today?
I just have to show CL Styles. I took a little page out of your book today.
Look at you.
Index card for time today. So usually when I do mental health matters segment, I have been doing some pretty serious ones. And this is serious because mental health is always serious. But because we had the Dear Black Men show, I wanted to do kind of a different spin on mental health. So I came up with some unique ways that you can do every single day to improve and support positive mental health. So things that we don't know, because you hear all about get good exercise, sleep, go to therapy, but I want to give you some unique ones that people may not think about, and how it helps our mental health.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is just water. So water in general. So when you're in water, so being able to take a bath, a shower, when you are choosing, even if you're in a pool, a hot tub. I know there's probably pools and hot tubs all over that 80-degree place you're at over there, CL Styles.
He's probably been in a whole lot.
Probably a whole lot. What are you saying about CL Styles and his hot
All right,
tub?
Big T with the tea. Stop spilling that tea.
He's like, I've been all up.
I mean, all up in
But here is. All right. So here is the one of the number one things you can do with water, not hot tub water. We'll get to that in tip number 2.
Oh,
But drink water. So here's what studies have shown, that if you drink water, first and foremost, it allows your brain to boost your serotonin. Serotonin is one of the happy chemicals in your brain, along with dopamine and endorphins. And so when you actually just drink water, it boosts your serotonin and it lowers your risk of anxiety and depression. And then they've actually started to find, there's some research out there that they found that if you're having a panic attack moment, or if you're having like an angry outburst moment or a lot of strong emotions, if you just drink a bottle of water, it starts to dilute cortisol. Cortisol is one of your stress chemicals in your body. Cortisol is the reason why people get like stress belly. Like if you're having a lot of stress, you gain a lot of weight. So if you're having a panic attack or an angry moment, if you chug some water in that moment, it starts to dilute that negative chemical and starts to help you release and boost those positive chemicals. So drink some water. If you're having a panic attack or an angry moment, stop. And also what it does is it allows you to step away from whatever's causing it and gives you some time to like distract your mind. All right, CL Styles. Not saying this is happening in hot tubs. But I don't know.
Where are we going with this?
Well, you're going to hear. Number 2 is have an orgasm.
Oh.
So it could be, you said, oh. So if you do so whether the orgasm is coming from your personal self-pleasure or a pleasure with a partner, as long as it's consensual. So here's the thing about orgasms. They release serotonin, which is one of those happy chemicals, and endorphins, which fights off the negative chemicals, and it boosts your mood. It also improves your self-confidence. Studies actually show that lack of orgasms in sex can be harmful to your confidence and self-worth, and it causes it to decline. And also, sex can help you sleep, and increased sleep helps to boost your mental health. So have an orgasm.
Well,
Everybody in hot tubs. It's even better if you're in a hot tub having an orgasm.
In 80-degree weather.
In 80-degree weather. As long as it's in a hot tub, you do you. Get that orgasm going. All right. Now, you guys are probably going to tell me that this is straight up white people shit, and it might be white people shit. But raise some chickens.
Huh?
Yes.
That's definitely white people shit.
I know. I was ready for that. I'm like, this is white people shit. But listen, there's some benefits. So they did some studies where they allowed some older people in nursing homes. They did a study where they gave them chickens to like raise and like take care of and hatch some eggs and things like that. So it reduces loneliness and depression, especially in the older population. It's also found to have a positive impact on reducing dementia. Which is kind of cool. And then studies show that raising chickens can also, they did the one study that they did show that the people that were raising chickens, it reduced their need for antipsychotic medications to treat their mental health concerns. So
wow.
Raise some chickens.
I feel like raising chickens will make me be on psychotic medication.
Well, if it's not for you, I mean, you're still young.
Because what?
Listen, and then if chicken raising isn't your thing, because I'm hearing that it's not, they said bird watching. Bird watching is another one, and it's associated with lower levels of depression, anxiety, and stress. It also improves your mood. And they believe it's kind of related to the fact that there's a whole mental health field that talks about being in nature, or simply watching nature, like actually just witnessing nature, improves healing in your body, and it lessens your stress. So if you don't want to raise the chickens, watch the chickens.
Watch someone else raise chickens.
Yeah, just look at chickens.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of agree with that. Not the raising chicken part, but as far
I'm
as
buying you a chicken for your birthday.
Thank you. But during COVID, because 4 years ago today, because everyone's been talking about on Facebook, was the official shutdown. And so one of the things that, like when I was kind of like stressed and anxiety was high because we didn't know what's going on, I went to the park. Yeah. And being outside at the park and just walking around and being like out in nature, it was just very calming, honestly. And it just made me feel like, you know what, everything is going to be okay. So I agree with that.
And the other thing that being out in nature does, that's I didn't write down, but like fresh air actually increases your immune system. And it also helps to reduce your stress and anxiety. And then sunshine provides you vitamin D. Vitamin D. I didn't say the D. That was step number 2. But vitamin D is actually the vitamin responsible for mental health. And you can get it from the sunshine. So, all right, here's another one. Use rocks, like actual rocks, for anxiety and even panic attacks. So I don't know if have you ever seen like the worry stones, like the soft like river stones that people have?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be those, just any rock. So if you can gather some rocks, if you get like bigger rocks that are heavier and just put them on your lap or in your hands, what it does is it's called grounding. So sometimes when we have a lot of mental health concerns or we're having a moment, it's almost like an out of body experience. So if you've ever had like a strong emotion where you feel like you're looking down into the world, but you're not present in the world, what it does is it helps to ground you into like the room that you're in. And so you can kind of start to use some mindfulness in order to kind of bring yourself back to the room. When you have the rock in your hand, it helps to like decrease the focus on what's going on in your mind and increase what's happening in your hand. And then also helps you to focus on your senses. And what you can also do, this is like a little tip that you can do, is you can actually paint on rocks if you're having a lot of worries and anxiety, you can like write or paint on the rocks of what some of your worries are.
Mhm.
Go find a river or lake and just chuck them in there, almost as like a release for some of the things you're worrying.
Mhm.
Or you
Yeah.
can paint positive things like breathe or calm down, and then just use it to like kind of use it in your hand and like rub it around to bring yourself again back into the room.
Oh,
So
that's lit.
get some rocks.
Yes, I have crystals at home.
And crystals are part of that.
I love crystals.
Yeah, crystals are
Yes.
part of that. And they actually say crystals themselves have different healing properties.
They do.
Mhm.
I have an amethyst crystal,
Ooh.
and it's good for anxiety and like just remaining calm.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something. Boy, I keep that on me daily. I don't have it today, but I did have it when I was at work. I have a necklace and I try to
Yes.
wear it. And don't let people touch your crystals that ain't got good energy.
Because
Don't do that.
they'll jack up your crystal energy.
They will, yes.
So here's another one. Talk to yourself. So speaking out loud when you're having emotional energy in your brain that's just like kind of jumbling up your thoughts, actually forces you. Uh-oh. Okay. So it forces you to slow down your thoughts and allows you to process them differently. Because when you are speaking, you're activating your language part of your brain. And so
Mhm.
when you start to say things out loud, you actually have to slow down your thought process, which then creates a space to think, feel, and act instead of just letting the thoughts take over in general. So if you decide you want to talk to yourself, you can process differently in the communication. All right. This is consensual only. And if you like it, the next one, have a good tickle. Get tickled. So I read this study that there was some Japanese researchers that did this like little experiment on some rats, which, we experiment on rats before we actually say this is good for humans, where they found that tickling the rats actually helped them to overcome fear and anxiety of their past memories of like traumatic rat events. So then they equated that to in humans, just a good tickle where you're laughing, consensual. Not if you don't like tickling, this does not work for you. Can help you overcome fear and anxiety related to past memories or trauma. Plus, just in general, laughing releases endorphins and it lowers your stress hormones. So it's the same thing as like if you have a really good cry. In fact, actually, also in Japan, I don't know what they got going on there. They have communal cries. I thought this was crazy.
So they like cry together?
Yes. So they have these crying theaters where if you're feeling like you need to cry or have a good cry, you go to this communal theater and it's either like a sad movie or people are like talking about things that elicit you to cry.
Mhm.
And then you're crying together so that you're feeling supported and you're crying, which when you cry or have a good laugh, like the ones like you're about to pee yourself, it releases endorphins in your brain. So
Wow.
have a communal
Oh,
cry
wow.
or a good laugh.
I don't know how I would feel about crying with other people.
I know. I was like,
No. It
kinda
sounds
reminded me,
sounds very depressing.
like, have you ever watched a sad movie just because you know you needed to get it out?
Yes.
So it's kind of like that. Like I remember when I was like younger in high school, my friends and I would like needed to cry because we were emotional teenagers, and we would just like watch a sad movie and cry.
So do they when they come together and cry, are they watching a movie? Like how does the crying happen?
Yeah. So like whatever they're doing in that theater, so it could be like a sad movie or like sad poetry or a
Mm.
sad reading of like a story that elicits people to cry. Like you don't have to cry, but you're there feeling like you need to cry.
Yeah.
So you're there to cry communally.
I guess my only question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, T.
Isn't the Japanese suicide rate like really high?
I didn't look at that part.
Oh,
Maybe that's why they're doing
maybe.
all these research studies, trying to figure out how to
Figure
help.
out- Yeah.
So they tickle each other or they cry. So have a good tickle. What were you going to say, Seal?
So is there like a time limit for the crime? Because if I'm watching a movie, right, and I'm
Yeah.
crying and someone else is crying, if they crying for the entire movie, how does that work?
So here's the thing about crying in your brain and like for your emotions. Usually if your body is telling you that you need to have a good cry, you're almost half a step away from losing it. So our brains will let us go a certain amount. And then right before, like if we don't cry and listen to our body, then that's when you like kind of hold it in. That's
Yeah.
when you usually blow up on other people or hurt yourself. So my guess is that's however long it takes for people's endorphins to get released. So some people might need a whole movie to cry. Maybe you just need a little bit of a cry and then you're like, okay, I feel good.
So that means they just go, you know what? A good movie to cry to because it's long as hell. Titanic.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. It's about 6 hours.
That was one of the crying movies of my teenage years.
Really?
Yes. That and My Girl. I don't know if you guys ever saw My
Yeah,
Girl,
I've seen
but
that too. Yeah.
I watched that the other day and had a little good cry on that one too. So have a good tickle, have a good laugh, have a good cry. And if you don't want to get tickled, then just watch my talk. We'll make you
That too. What make you cry from laughing?
cry from laughing.
Not because we're emotional.
No. So the next one is like I was talking about ASMR earlier. So ASMR, it means autonomous sensory meridian response, which is something that you get from your audio and visual. So if you indulge in ASMR, it's like hot on TikTok right now. Like people will watch and make ASMR videos. So what it does is it combines audio and visual stimuli that gives you like a tingling sensation. So like whispers, certain sounds, water pouring into a glass or dripping water, or watching things. Like I'm obsessed with rug cleaning videos. That's my ASMR. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with watching people clean rugs. It helps you to fight insomnia, and it provides a lot of calming benefits. And it has to work because these videos are like crazy hot.
So people listen to these videos while they're sleeping?
No, like when you elicit that response, it makes you tired.
Oh,
so like you listen. I go down a rabbit hole.
I believe it.
Of ASMR.
Yeah, I tried to listen to an ASMR video one time. It was a cooking video, like they were like sizzling and chopping up stuff, and I was like, "This is stupid."
That's not it for me.
Yeah.
Now the ones where they organize the kitchen, where you can hear the eggs clicking, that ASMR, or like a nice little whisper. Like I'm gonna start making ASMR. Or like I said, cleaning rugs, or like because you can hear the spraying, and there's no talking. Some people like talking.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I like white noise, like just like fans, like the fans going. When I was a kid, man, I used to fall asleep to the washer. Yeah, like the washer would come on, and I would just be knocked out.
Yep, every night I fall asleep to a white noise app that's like an air conditioner sound.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And
I love it when the air conditioner's on. Oh man,
I have never slept so good after listening to that. Yeah. One of the other ASMRs that I love is when people run things over with cars and they pop things.
Really?
Like they put things under their tires, like fruit and like, I don't know, just popsicles, random things, and just like listening to it pop and crack.
Oh, wow.
I know. Also probably white people shit. All right. It's good for you though. Yeah. And then the last one I have is scribbling on paper or doodling. So this actually helps you to reduce anxiety or anger. It can help you focus and concentrate, which will shift your mind away from some of the stressors, help you with relaxation. And then actually what it does if you're like scribbling is to release bottled up emotions and like freeze your mind from chaos. So like you never seen like a little kid that's like 3-4 and they don't know how to express that they're angry and they just go and take and scribble on everything. Mm-hmm. That's actually their body's natural instinct to release that chaos from their mind and that emotion. Mm-hmm. So don't ever discourage a kid from, I mean, if they're scribbling on your wall, like maybe tell them no, but to give them a piece of paper and just be like, scribble away.
Like quit scribbling on my goddamn wall.
Right. Maybe don't say that 3 and 4.
Oh.
How about just take a piece of paper and scribble on this and say redirection.
Thank you. I'm gentle parenting.
Yeah, my parenting book's coming out later this year. No,
I'm scribbling on my goddamn
but
wall.
Even for an adult, like if you just doodling in general, like I can't focus for shit and doing anything, but if I'm drawing or doodling, or sometimes if you're feeling angry, just scribbling away with a marker, a pen, or whatever, it can help release that anger and anxiety. Yeah. Oh. So there you go. There's some unconventional ways that you can support positive mental health.
That was some good shit, Miss Amy.
Hey, thank you.
I like that.
I like
pull
that.
It out sometimes.
Yeah, I love it. I love that for you. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Amy, for that mental health moment. We appreciate you for always looking out for our mental health. We're going to go ahead and do a commercial break, and when we come back, we got some more big tea with the tea to spill.
Yes.
We're going to be celebrating International Women's Day. And then I got my tips with tea. Y'all don't want to miss that because I got some shit to say.
I love your tips.
I do. I bet you do. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and go to commercial break and keep it locked right here on Mud Talk.
It's fun.
Mud Talk is the only show that brings you the latest in music, news, and fashion, and keeping your ears to the streets while you grind and shine. Hosted by Big T, Shay Renee, Amy, and your boy Red. Be sure to tap into Mud Talk every single Friday, starting at 8 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. And catch us the next day, wherever you stream your podcast.
They hear that?
No. What's good, y'all? We are back here on Mud Talk. We want to say thank you to everybody who tunes in and taps in with us every single week here, whether you are watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, or whether you are listening on any of our streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts,
I hear some ASMR.
I hear some ASMR going on right
Ooh, I'm
now.
just gonna be quiet to hear it. Can you whisper while you do it with your?
I want you to whisper while I do it. Go ahead, Amy.
Ooh, talk dirty to me.
Anyways, whether you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Sirius XM Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast, y'all got me all tripped up. Thank you guys for tuning in and tapping in with the hottest podcast that is on your airways on your Friday night.
Yes,
yeah, we love that.
Thank you for tuning in with us.
Absolutely. And
fun today.
You said what?
Having fun today.
I know. I love this. I love that. And before we continue, of course, we have to say shout out to Village Academy for being the official sponsor of Mud Talk Podcast. We want to say thank you guys for always welcoming us and being the official home of the Mud Talk Podcast. And also, we got to say shout out to Black Lido for being an amazing sponsor as well. So make sure you tap into those two amazing organizations and businesses. So, all right.
Yes, thank you to our sponsors.
There's no more ASMR going on.
No, that's too bad because that was some good ASMR. I was with it.
Was a lot going on. All right. Well, since St. Patrick's Day is coming up, it's coming up real soon.
It is.
And a lot of people are going to be out and turn up and having fun. And, you know, everybody's being Irish, including me. I'll be Black and Irish. But I want to give what I call tips with tea. This is where I give you 5 things of what you should or should not do. And today's tips with tea is 5 things of what you should or should not do on St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. Yep. So y'all ready?
Ready.
All right. All right. Tip number 1: eat before you drink. Okay.
Please.
If you're starting at 12 and you're trying to go all day,
You said 12. You know, people are starting like 6 a.m.
well, 6 a.m. hell, whatever, 6
Kegs
a.m.
and eggs.
Oh yeah, kegs and eggs. Well, whatever time you're starting to drink, make sure you eat. And I'm talking about get your ass a burger, get you a nice little sandwich. Don't be trying to survive the whole day off granola bar and salad. We need you to get you a nice healthy meal, and we
carbs.
With carbs. Okay, just get some grease, put something on your stomach, because trying to eat that rabbit food, nah, that's not gonna work for you. So yeah, go ahead, make sure you eat before you drink. Tip number 2: don't mix your liquors. If you're gonna drink tequila, drink tequila. If you're gonna drink beer, stick to your beer. Whatever it is that you're drinking, do not try to mix your liquors, because it's gonna be a mess for everybody. It's gonna be a mess for you. It's gonna be a mess for every taking you home or whatever the case may be. Don't mix your liquor. If you're gonna drink dark, stick with dark. If you're gonna drink light, stick with light. Whatever it is. And what they say, if
It's beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, never fear.
There you go.
And wine counts as liquor. So like wine and liquor in the same category.
Yeah, so you can't be doing shots of tequila and then trying to switch it up and then you're trying to drink Moscato.
Right. Well, you can do that. you got to do the liquor and the wine, and then you can't go tequila then green beer and then back to tequila, because that's how you get messed up.
Yeah, whenever you're drinking, stick with that.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Tip number 3: don't be the drunk asshole.
Just at all.
Just don't be the drunk asshole. You know, if you know that you are the type of person that gets just belligerent when they drink, you probably need to limit your drinking, because no one likes to be around the drunk asshole. Because not only are you an asshole, but now you're a drunk asshole, and that's even worse.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I just don't be the drunk asshole. Just limit your drinking. If you know that after 3 drinks you become an asshole, you might want to just have 2. If you know that tequila, makes you want to fight people,
Vodka.
No vodka for me. No vodka for me, because we will be knucking if you bucking and ready to fight.
Yeah.
And so
you will be ready to
I will be
he
ready
will say things to you that will hurt your soul.
Yeah, but I would be ready to whoop ass and won't even remember why I was whooping your ass. So
right.
Yeah, but just don't do it. Just don't be the drunk asshole. But whatever liquor turns you into the drunk asshole, just don't drink it.
Drunk assholes are the reason why I actually hate going out on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
because people are. I mean, it's just everywhere. Everywhere.
And you know what? One of my biggest things that I cannot stand, especially at our big age, blaming alcohol for the reason why you do some drunk asshole shit. I cannot stand I was drunk. We're past that.
You're old enough to know if you get drunk and turn into an asshole to stop it.
Yes, absolutely. So if you know that after so many drinks you become an asshole, be responsible and say, you know what, let me stop, because I feel like my inner asshole coming out. Okay, so you might just want to just stop.
The visual of inner asshole, it just
Yes.
turned me. Maybe enjoy some other green things that might chill you out a little more rather
Yes.
than alcohol.
Yes. The devil's lettuce, as,
Yes,
as they said.
as they say.
What's Dear Black Men
Yeah, that was the Dear Black Men.
Dear
There was
Black
the-
lettuce promotion.
So maybe if you just want to keep with the green, just if you don't turn into an asshole on that green, then devil's lettuce it up.
Yep. Yep.
It's
All right.
legal, so you're allowed to now.
Yes. Shout out to Issue 2.
And all the voters.
Issue 2.
For those
Issue
that don't
two.
know, in the state of Ohio, is where we're located because
Yes.
we are actual national,
National
and global.
podcast.
Yes, Ohio's a little slow because there's other places that it's been legal for a while, but
Yeah. But hey, we're here now.
we are here.
Yep.
All right. Tip number 4. Don't be rude to your bartenders. St. Patrick's Day is a very busy holiday. One thing, so as a bartender myself, one thing that I cannot stand is when someone is shouting your fucking name across the bar. Whether you're shouting their name, whether you're pounding your cup on the bar to get somebody's attention, let me tell you, let me give you a little tip, a little extra tip with tea. Okay. As a bartender, that will make us not serve you. We will actually make you wait longer.
Mhm.
And now you're going to become more of the drunk asshole. And now I'm going to be an asshole. And now everybody's just an asshole. So let's all just have a good time. Don't shout your fucking name across the bar. Don't pound your goddamn glass on the bar. Just wait patiently. Wait your motherfucking turn. Okay?
And know that, like, if you have a complicated drink that you need your bartender to make on St. Patty's Day, that's not the time.
Yeah.
Because if you have like a drink that they don't normally make or they're not used to making, it's not on special, by asking them to make your complicated ass drink order, you are causing them to slow everything down, back everything up. And just because you're a regular at a bar on St. Patty's Day, there are no regulars.
And you know what? How about on St. Patty's Day, we don't order difficult ass drinks?
Right.
Get
Like
something
just-
simple.
yes.
Basic.
Yeah. Like, don't put up on St. Patrick's Day, like, can I get a lemon drop? No.
No.
You cannot.
You can get green beer.
That's what you
Right.
get.
Vodka and pineapple.
Would you like
Yes.
a shot of Jameson? Like, I will like something, but don't be the asshole at the bar because you're not getting served in the proper manner, or no one wants to make your difficult ass drink,
Mhm.
your little bitch ass drink. Nobody want to do that. Okay. So with that being
Tell us how
said,
you feel, T.
oh God, because you know, as a bartender, this really pisses me off because I have worked St. Patrick's Day before. I have worked Cinco de Mayo before. Really, especially like during COVID, when when the bars opened back up and people lost their goddamn mind. Oh man, I learned how to get my lick back. I learned how to get my lick back because when you're rude and disrespectful, I will lap that bar 3, 4, 5 times and get 5 other different customers before I come and serve you. And then half the time, those people not even tipping.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. Tip that bartender.
Yes.
Even if they're just
Yeah.
pouring green beer out of their green beer keg, they need tip. You will get much better service if you throw some cash out there.
Yes.
And remember, if you're one of those people that's riding on one of those the St. Patty's Day like trolleys or buses or things that they have out there for you to get from bar to bar,
Mhm.
if you roll up with a bus or trolley full of people, it's going to take a minute to get your drink.
Yes.
Don't be pushing up on the bar and trying to, because there's a lot of people there.
It's a lot of fucking people. And if you know you're going to be rude, just celebrate at home.
Right.
Celebrate at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Green egg.
I had to get it off my chest. I feel better.
I'm glad.
There you
It's-
go.
it's mental health. You talked out loud.
I did.
Use that.
I love that. I love that. All right. And the last tip number 5, be safe. Don't drink and drive. The last thing you're trying to do is be in somebody's booking paper because you wanted to drink and drive. There are way too many options. There's Uber, there's Lyft. You can call a friend. You can call 211. They have like different services.
Well, and I heard Tarta has a Tarta Flex if you're in the
Yes.
suburbs now.
Yes.
It's a $3 one way, $6 round trip.
Yeah,
period.
yep. It's $3, back and forth, whatever.
Mhm.
And all you gotta do is call them, or you can go onto the app and set it up, and they will come and pick you up and drop you off. But it's not cool to be drinking and driving, especially on a holiday, because the police and the state troopers will be out, and you will go to jail.
Or devil's lettucing it up and driving.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Yeah.
Like pick one or the other. Like you can't be getting high and getting drunk
And driving.
and
at
driving. Yeah. So be safe out there. We want everybody to have fun. And you know what? And even more so, don't drink and drive because St. Patrick's Day this year is on a fucking Sunday.
All. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Jesus doesn't like that.
like that at all. But it's a domino effect because now you want to drink and drive. Now you're in jail. You're probably gonna lose your job because you didn't show up for work. And it's just a whole mess. And so don't drink and drive. Nobody wants to be in jail, especially on a Sunday. And it's too many options out there, and you don't want to harm someone else because you wanted to have a good time.
Well, and I feel like people are probably going to, because it's on a Sunday, I feel like there's going to be some celebration starting Friday, moving through the weekend. And remember, if you get arrested on a Friday,
you're in there
you're
all
sitting in jail
That's it.
Saturday, Sunday, and if there's a lot of people, you might have to wait through Monday.
Yeah, and Monday is just for you to see the judge. That's not even a court date.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to be that person either.
You don't want to do that either. Well, that was my tips with T, and that was 5 things on what you should or should not do on St. Patrick's Day.
So what are your guys' plans for Patty's Day?
Well, since St. Patrick's Day for me is on a Sunday, I'm just gonna probably start at noon. Because if you start early, you finish early.
Maybe you need to finish early.
I do.
Eggs and eggs kind of guy.
Well, noon. I mean, if I start at noon, I'm probably going to be done by 5, and then I go home.
Doesn't your church start at noon?
Excuse me.
Doesn't your church start? Bishop Randall Parker said, yeah. So that was noon. Maybe you should start at 1 after church.
We do have virtual options for church.
Okay, so you're going to virtually be on there enjoying your green beverage.
Yes. Yep. God knows my heart.
You don't have to rush.
God knows my heart.
God says start at noon.
Yes, he says
virtual church and start at noon.
Hopefully Bishop Randall Parker will start at 11 so we can start at noon.
There it is.
Hopefully he's watching. All right. What's your plans?
I don't know. It really all depends on how the weather is. I'm sure we'll find something.
Say weather one more time.
Well, he said the weather. God, if it's 75 degrees, I can't.
Heavens forbid if we have to put on hoodies.
So, I mean, depending on the weather, I'm sure we'll find something down here. Downtown is always pretty cool. So I know we'll get into something. I just don't know the exact plans. And Big T, water is your best friend. So please make sure that you drink water, stay hydrated.
Yes.
And get you some BC powder.
And then my tip, right when you're done drinking, before you go to bed at night, you take 3 or 4 of the pain relieving medication that we don't say because it's a brand name.
Yes.
But it starts with an I. And then you chug down like a cup or bottle of water, which we learned in the mental health moment is also good for you.
Yes.
But if you chug that down, I promise, and use your BC powder or liquid hydration stuff.
It rhymes with B.I. Ofen.
Yes. Take 3 or 4 of those, depending on your tolerance. Chug some water, and I promise you will not wake up with a hangover.
Yep. Yeah. And then just remember, you have to go to work. Where for some of us, we have to go to work on Monday. So we're too old to be going to work with hangovers at our big age.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I am.
He said, I'm older than you.
Yeah. You go to work with hangovers? Oh.
No, I would never do that.
No. Good. We are responsible here on Mud Talk Podcast.
I will actually say this. I probably will not be doing much of anything. A friend of mine they celebrate St. Patty's Day pretty big. Like it's a big thing. Last year I went out with them and I got there at 3 p.m. and none of them remembered my presence at all.
Really?
Because they had been going since 6 a.m. And they said, "Oh my God, we looked at the pictures and you were there." I was like, "You don't remember?"
I couldn't imagine waking up and drinking at 6 a.m.
Well,
I mean, no judgment.
Right. Well, do like a breakfast, like it's so like a brunch or a breakfast.
Like mimosas?
I don't know.
Or really kegs.
I didn't make it till 3. So last year it was like on a Friday, so I had to work. But I may I'll let you know because I think I might go to the brunch and then I'm done after brunch hours because I don't love St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Even though I'm very Irish.
I just don't like being so I did St. Patrick's Day last year at our favorite spot that we love to go to, our headquarters. Shout out to Lenny's, the office. And I pulled a full shift. Like I was there for legit 8 hours. I cannot tell you, this is at the time where I was drinking like Long Island's pretty heavy. I cannot tell you how many green Long Islands I had.
Wait, I was there.
Oh yeah, you were.
I did because you were. I was out, and then they all had to go pass out at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And you were there, and I was like, "Well, let me just."
Yes, we sat there. Yeah, I was there, and I did one after. I don't even know how many I had.
See, now you said, "Oh yeah, you were there." See, nobody remembers my presence last year.
Yes. No, but I do remember because we sat there and talked. But then Erica was like, "Yeah, Ty, you were pretty lit," and I was like, "Did I do anything wrong?" She's like, "No, you just told the same story like 8 times." Oh, okay.
That's funny.
I was like, that's all I did. Oh, that's cool. That's fine with me. But yeah. But this year I'll probably be at Lenny's, but they open at noon. So I'm probably gonna be there at noon.
You'll be waiting in line at the door.
Yeah, yep. I might help open up. But but I'll be there at noon. But I'm going to be done early because this year I'm very proud of myself because I have been very responsible when it comes to like just like going out and having fun, doing whatever, and being productive the next day. Like it's just always for me. It's just like I feel like because it's constantly on my brain, I really don't have fun because I'm like, damn, I know I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's not going to be as fun. It's just like a normal Sunday for me.
Yeah.
So
and Lenny's they're an Irish bar, aren't they?
Lenny's?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I feel like that's an Irish name. It looks Irish.
I think Lenny is Jewish.
Oh. Well, the ad looks Irish.
No, well, hey, it's a pub.
Right. That was an Irish.
I'll have to ask, but I'm pretty sure Lenny is Irish. I mean, is Jewish.
Well, Lenny's a human.
Yes, he's there all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a little old guy. He's there all the time. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to figure it out.
We will. We can ask him today if he's there.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, Miss Amy, what do you have for us? Because it is a very special day and month, right?
It is a very special day and month. So I'm just going to let you know about today, which is International Women's Day. And that is a day that's devoted to celebrating the achievements of women and seeking gender equality. So this is actually celebrated by countries around the world as a global national holiday, which I actually, as a female, I'm ashamed to admit, did not know that. And then also in 2011, Barack Obama actually called for the entire month of March to be known as Women's History Month. And he was quoted as saying, "History shows that when women and girls have access to opportunity, societies are more just, economies are more likely to prosper, and governments are more likely to serve the needs of all their people." Because women bring out the rational and side of the world.
Are you throwing shade towards men right now on Women's Day?
I think so.
I'm allowed to throw my shade, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The campaign theme for 2024 is Inspire Inclusion. And then the International Women's Day follows three central beliefs: identifying, celebrating, and increasing the visibility of women's achievements, collaborating based on a foundation of shared purpose, trust, and appreciation, and then bringing worldwide awareness to combat gender bias and discrimination. So that's the point of International Women's Day.
I love that.
So, because as the reigning Black History Month trivia champion, right here, just had to throw that out there. I am going to allow.
The white woman won the Black History Month.
I know the shit. I get a point to educate myself.
But we love the fact that you love Black people.
I do.
So
I love all my Black people. and I love the fact that I also am the reigning champion of the Black History Month trivia.
We're going to do better next year.
I hope so. That was embarrassing for all of my.
I hope so.
My Black co-hosts. That was
for
very
the culture.
I should not have won that. I'm just saying.
For the culture.
Right.
Do better, Tom.
All right. So I'm going to allow you two to fight it out for the International Women's Day and Women's History Month trivia champion. Okay. So I got some trivia questions for you guys. So just yell it out if you know the answer. You might not. You're panicking because you don't know. No. Damn. Some of them are. Can you hear me okay? I want to give you a fair shot.
Yes, I hear you fine.
Okay. So you might have to give him like a second delay. I think he's might be on a second delay. Ty's like, I gotta forgive myself.
It's for your old people.
All right. So in 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. However, that didn't include women of all races. They were not allowed to vote. What year were women of all races allowed to vote? And if you get it within like the decade, I'll give it to you.
What year?
Were women of all races. So in 1920, women were allowed to vote. And by women, they mean white women. So in what year were women of all races allowed to vote?
Wasn't it the Voting Rights Act of 1965?
Yes. Look at you. You know women's history better than Black history. Good for you.
That was part of Black history.
That's okay. That's true. All right. So Madam C.J. Walker was the first self-made Black female millionaire. What products led to her success?
Hair care products. That was
terms.
No, you got to get the second part of it because you both tied on that. So what? There's hair care products and
skincare.
Yeah, beauty and hair care.
Did you just Google that?
If you Google it, he's got the fastest fingers. And
these guys that
I did not. I'm on the iPad.
It would turn it off if he did that. So you're tied 1-1.
He got a phone too.
Oh, see, this is actually a lot of Black women history too. So, who was the first Black woman to travel into space?
Mae Jameson.
Who?
Mae Jameson.
Who?
Annie Mae Jameson.
Do you have a guess? I mean, you're mostly right. You just said it wrong.
Mae Jameson.
It's not Jameson.
Jimson.
There it is. I was like, you said it wrong. We got to say it right.
Oh, sorry.
All right. CL Styles, you better pick it up. 2-1. Big T's
I know.
2. CL Styles, you're at 1. This
Watch,
was the one.
watch him over there for me, Amy.
I got it. He can't see the back card's blank, so
Yeah,
he can't. Okay. So this is the one that blew my mind. Like this completely blew my mind. So did you know that up until 1920, it was perfectly legal for a man to physically abuse his wife?
No.
However,
Wow.
it wasn't considered criminal until, so it says, what year was domestic violence and sexual assault actually declared a crime?
Who the hell wrote that law?
What?
Ike Turner?
I don't know,
Like,
man.
What?
So in 1920, it was up until 1920, it was legal. So they made it illegal, but there was never criminal charges ever pressed for abuse, physical abuse of a woman. And then in this year, and I'll give you the decade if you get close, this was when domestic violence and sexual assault were actually declared a crime, when they would actually do something about it.
1980s.
You said the 80s. What you got, CL Styles?
It can't be the 80s. It can't be the 80s. I'm gonna say maybe 1970.
You guys ready? 1994.
Damn, really?
What?
I was gonna say
Get
it
out.
now. Like,
Yes.
that's crazy.
Mhm. So basically, it was still illegal from the 20s, but they didn't actually press or make any criminal charges stick until the 1994 when they did pass domestic violence and sexual assault. Was basically, we're going to start criminalizing that.
Wow.
So before
Wow.
that, they would kick it into family court, and essentially it was just kind of like, hey, don't do that.
That's crazy.
Blew my mind.
Wow.
I was
That's
13.
crazy.
I
Let's do better.
was 13 when that
Gotcha.
went in.
94?
1994.
That was
Never-
like 6.
right
Wow.
in our lifetime. All right, this one's multiple choice. So, which soldier fought in the American Revolutionary War disguised as a man? Was it A, Clara Barton, B, Deborah Sampson, or C, Opha Mae Johnson?
Hey,
You say A. What do you say?
I was gonna say A as well.
Well, you're both wrong.
oh damn.
So it was Deborah Sampson. She was also one of the first women to actually earn a military pension. And the only reason she got busted was because she got sick and somebody found out she was a female and not a male.
Oh wow.
Because she wanted to be in the military.
Isn't Clara Barton the woman that had the
The nurse.
yeah.
Yeah. Founded the Red Cross, I believe.
Yes.
So what year were women allowed to open a bank account and a credit card in their name? This is
crazy.
also going to blow your mind. I kind of blew my mind.
They were allowed to open a credit card and a bank account in their name.
In their name.
You want like a specific year? Or
Give me a
decade?
year and I'll go decade if you
Okay.
get close.
I'm going to say 1970.
Okay. What do you say, CL Styles?
I'm gonna go 1980.
Okay. Really? You guys had to like really split that difference. It was so it was 1974, and this is when the Equal Credit and Opportunity Act was passed. Technically, women won the right to a bank account in the 60s, but they had to have a husband's signature to open it.
That's bullshit.
So up until 1974, now in 1974, they said you don't have to have a husband's signature.
It's the fact that you even needed a husband.
Yeah, you had to have a
Right.
husband. So if I was a single woman, there was no banking happening in my own
So
name.
you was
Wow.
putting the money in your bra.
Well, if I wasn't taking it off and burning it, right? You know what? We talked about that. I was almost going to do this show braless. But I didn't want to say it. Just in celebration of Women's History Month, just pull the bra off.
Pull the
Let it fly. So this actually made a lot of sense to me because, my mom growing up, she was very much like, you do not need to rely on a man for anything. You have the ability to open up your own credit card, your own bank account. Don't ever have to. And I never knew why my mom was so adamant about that, other than just like, you need to be an independent woman.
Yeah.
But when I was like reading this and researching, I was like, it kind of makes sense because like my mom was married the year later, 1975.
Mm.
And then my sister was born 2 years after that. So like almost my mom's entire life up until she got to be an adulthood
Yeah.
and got married, there was no ability for her to have her own bank account or credit card or anything in her name.
So it was basically was like any money that she earned or any woman earned, she basically was giving it to her husband.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And there's no telling what he was doing with it.
and imagine being a single woman trying to survive in that situation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
So, all right. Well, hey, I think Big T, you took this one 2-1. Sorry, CL Styles.
Hey.
Okay.
So
Next year.
we have the reigning Black History Month trivia champion. We have the reigning Women's History Month champion, and CL Styles. No, she's not here.
Next
You'll,
year.
you'll win something one day,
Right.
CL Styles.
But shout out to all the women in Women's History Month. I mean, I think that it's important to remember that just some of those dates, even like the fact that I was 13 when it even became a crime to be physically violent
yeah,
and sexually violent with a woman.
that's pretty wild.
That's insane.
I mean, and then even the fact that like women had to have a husband. You got to have
Mhm.
he got to sign the damn permission slip in order for you
Basically.
to have a bank account.
Wow.
Like everything had to go
Crazy.
through him. And it's one of those where, people will say, well, I think we're doing a lot better with like gender equality, which we are. What we're still fighting for as women at this stage is getting closer with like sort of like the wage gap.
Yeah,
So obviously men doing the same job as women are still earning much more money than women are. And there's other, obviously that's just one of the big ones where there's still just a gender equity gap. Men getting jobs over women. I do think we're doing better.
yes,
There just still is a very, do we lose him?
no.
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, thank you for those facts because a lot of those facts I honestly had no clue. I mean, the simple fact that a man had to be physically present for a woman to have a bank account, and the fact that it took to 1994
Yeah.
for it to be illegal for domestic violence and
Sexual assault, which that's a nice way of saying it. Also rape.
yeah,
So up until 1994, it wasn't legal.
yeah,
You could call the police, but the police, they basically what happened is they would kick it to family court, so not criminal court. And then it would just be like, hey, mediate this.
so they pretty much said like figure that shit out.
Yeah, figure it out, and more along the lines of just women deal with it.
Yeah,
That's your husband. And actually, it wasn't until women were actually considered a man's property until 1900.
wow,
So like that, so women and children were actually the property of the man, meaning like a house or
Yeah.
like a farm,
Well-
and your woman and your kid.
yeah. Well, then in return, the messed up part is that so if a woman was to kill her husband or boyfriend, whoever who's beating her, she's going to jail.
Yeah.
For murder.
Yeah. Yep.
So how that was just crazy. That's messed up. So, but I'm glad that we have evolved and we've made progress, with our laws and our country in general. And there's still more work to be done.
Especially internationally too. We know that there's countries out there where women's rights are not anywhere near where we have them.
Yeah.
And so they're still fighting. There's countries out there, not putting anybody on blast but there are countries out there where education's not even, like, girls aren't even allowed to have an education.
Yeah. They need to do better. So, all right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we come back. We got some more Big T with the T to spill. We're going to do some shout outs and then, we're going to end this thing. So make sure y'all keep it locked right here on Mud Talk, y'all. We'll be right back. Do you want merch from the hottest podcast that's on your airwaves? Then make sure you head over to the Mud Talk Podcast Facebook page right now and click the merch link. Mud Talk has everything from sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, mugs, bags, and more. So make sure you go over to the official Mud Talk Podcast Facebook page and cop you some of the latest merch right now. And make sure you tune in to Mud Talk every Friday night, beginning at 8 p.m. on all streaming platforms, Facebook and YouTube.
Ooh, I love that light.
All right. What's good, y'all? We are back here on Mud Talk. We want to say make sure y'all go and get some official Mud Talk merch that is available now. You just go over to our official Facebook page, type in Mud Talk Podcast. It's the very first link that's pinned on our Facebook page. You click that link, and we got everything from sweatshirts to crew necks to tank tops, tote bags, mugs, hats, whatever you want. We got it. Make sure you go and cop it. And then the spring line is going to be coming out real soon. I love when we do our spring line.
Well, and even in honor too, we did our Dear Black Men show, our last show that we did, and there is some Dear Black Men gear.
Yes.
There is a Black Men in Therapy. There's even like a Black Queen in Therapy. So and of all of our sales, a portion of our sales goes to support mental health in the Black community.
Absolutely.
So the more you buy, the more we can support mental health in the Black community, and we are all about that.
Absolutely. And shout out to everybody who's been copping the merch. I had the chance to see Devin, he was on the Finding Love episode. And he bought a crew neck. It was olive green. It was dope.
Yeah.
The
I
olive
like
green
that.
was really
I
dope.
need to see it in person because I haven't seen it in person yet. But
yeah, it was really dope.
That's nice.
And it's good quality too. So that's the other piece. Like it looks good, but it also feels good when you wear it as well.
And you're wearing it. I don't know if you can
Keep that
see
in
it. You're gonna have to like sit up so they can see it.
I am sitting.
Oh, you gotta like really pull it up there.
Pull it up. Hold on.
So this is one of the
There
crew
you go.
necks. It's got our logo on it. There's a hat. I saw that somebody got a hat recently. Like I said, and a couple of people bought some of our Dear Black Men apparel. And then our spring line, there's some tank tops that are like beachy for like when CL Styles is at the beach. Get
Yeah,
you
there you go.
turquoise tank top to show off the guns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're already glowing. Look at him. He looks like an angel over there with the light glowing around his head.
Yeah, but make sure y'all cop that merch, man. It's definitely good quality. That's one of the things that Devin said he liked. He was, he was shocked. He was like, man, he's like, it's not heavy. Like it fits perfectly. Like it feels good. So our distributor did a good job.
Good job.
We support our distributor.
And so did the designer.
Yes. Shout out to our designer too, as well too. So, all right. Well, it's time to get back into some more Big T with the T.
Wait.
Oh, wait. It's time for Big T with the
T.
There you go. That has to be like a regular thing. You got to do that from now on. I like that.
Oh, I will. I'll breathe right up in this mic.
Oh, so it is time for Big T with the T. Y'all are hilarious, man. But yeah, you got to do that on the regular. I kind of like it.
I'll whisper T all day.
We got to tell Shay about it when she comes back. Yeah,
she better not be stealing my whispers though.
I don't know. She might.
We can do it together.
Sounded real sexy.
Hey, whispers always sound sexy.
I love it. I love that. All right, so let's get into some more Big T with the T. So let's talk about Kodak Black. So Kodak Black welcomed a new baby. So Kodak Black, he helped deliver his newborn son last week and made sure the little guy was fresh to death for his world debut. TMZ obtained the first photo, and this is it right there, of Kodak's newborn son, who he and his girlfriend Miranda Johnson named Prince Capri. Kodak tells us, I'm happy to be home with my family and my new son. It was very special to help deliver a new soul into the world. I know he's going to be a special person. Prince was born on February 27th, and the newly minted father and son duo captured a stylish photo for the birthday. Kodak was decked out in a baby blue t-shirt and jeans, and Prince was wrapped in the baby blanket and cap with matching colors. Prince's arrival makes him Kodak's fourth kid and his second with Miranda, and the rapper is approaching parenthood with love. So shout out to Kodak Black, man.
Shout out to Kodak. Yeah,
I love babies. Kodak, I'll babysit.
Yeah,
I just need a baby to cuddle. I'm getting to that age where none of my friends are having babies.
Yeah, I hope this new baby keeps Kodak out of trouble.
Yeah,
because Kodak has been in a lot of trouble, a lot of legal problems and drug problems and all that. So I hope that this baby really calms him down.
Well, the first three didn't. So maybe baby number 4 is the lucky one.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
I just want to know, like, okay, so when she was going into labor, did he like have the fit on? Like, hold on, honey, I got to put my fit on. Or was it like during the laboring process that he was like, hold on, don't push that baby out yet. I got to get my fit ready. I just need to know how that happened.
Maybe he was already dressed.
I think he did. I think he was like, hold on, we're not going to cross the legs. I got to get my fit together.
I think putting an outfit on a newborn baby, though, is kind of crazy.
They do that, though. A lot of people do.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, usually they'll wrap him in like a blanket. And then when I had my first son, who's like, he's in his 20s now, when I had him, it was very much like, keep your baby wrapped in a blanket. And I was like, it's easier. But by the time I got to my youngest, who was 8 years younger, 12 years younger, he's 12 years younger. It was like, okay, you can put an outfit on him and take a picture if you want. And I was like, really? I just want him to be in a blanket dirt.
Yeah, I mean, he's smelling like placenta. Like, why would you even?
My children did not smell like placenta.
I'm just saying, like,
You just talk shit about my
no,
kids.
I'm not saying your baby. I'm saying the baby in general. The baby's coming out of the fresh cooch. Got an outfit on them
So
already.
fresh cooch and placenta, do they
Well,
smell similar or?
I wouldn't know, but I'm just. It smells like fresh placenta.
I need to know.
I don't know.
Do you think that naturally smells different than a C-section baby?
They might.
I think they smell the same. They gotta smell
Babies,
the same.
they wash that. They wash babies.
I mean, yeah, they wash it
They
off.
wash it off, and then when they wash it, they have that like fresh baby smell. That's actually really refreshing.
Yeah.
People love.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Kodak, and hopefully his baby doesn't smell like placenta.
Yes. At all.
So I don't know,
But
but
if it does, it's still a beautiful blessing.
shout out to Kiara. Kiara said ignorant behavior.
Oh, Kiara.
We love Kiara.
She doesn't like our placenta smell.
She doesn't like our
conversation.
placenta conversation.
Babies smell good though. They do. After they bathe them, it's just there's something special about that fresh new baby scent.
Yeah.
They keep it for a couple weeks too.
Oh.
That's why people always bare their nose like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
like,
your
oh,
baby
fresh
smells
baby
good." And then it just
smell.
weirds me out. I'm
Yeah.
like, it goes out of my baby.
Like, stop smelling my baby.
Right.
All right, let's get back into some more news. So let's talk about Ozzy Osbourne and Kanye. So Ozzy Osbourne and Kanye are beefing right now. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it's beefing tough. Yeah. So Ozzy Osbourne slammed Kanye for using a Black Sabbath sample on his new album without permission. But Sharon Osbourne is even more furious, and she tore him a new one. So Ozzy Osbourne hopped on X, also formerly known as Twitter. He went in on Ye for featuring a sample of old Black Sabbath song on one of his own tracks for his album Vultures. Ozzy wrote, Kanye asked permission to sample a section of a 1983 live performance of War Pig from the U.S. Festival without vocals and was refused permission because he is an anti-Semitic and has caused untold heartache to many. He added, he went ahead and used the sample anyway at his album listening party last night. I want no association with this man. Well, Sharon Osbourne chimed in and said, Kanye, you fuck with the wrong Jew this time. Going on to say that she and Ozzy have fired off a cease and desist letter to Ye. She goes on to say that somebody from Kanye's camp reached out to them 3 weeks ago for permission to use a Black Sabbath song. Something we're told, TMZ was told that Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne said absolutely not.
I get that though. Like it actually, when I was reading about this earlier today, it reminded me of when we did our interview with Charles Wright, and he said he's very particular as to who he will let use his tracks for, like their tracks, because he says there's certain behaviors of artists that he doesn't approve, and it has to be something that he approves, and especially if Ozzy Osbourne is looking at Kanye and feeling like he's like, anti-Jewish people, and or what is it? What'd you say? Anti-Semitism. I can't say that word.
Semitic, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't like Jewish people.
Yeah. So I can understand because Kanye, he's trying to use this track, and Ozzy Osbourne was like, absolutely not.
Yeah. And
I think that as an artist, you have that right. Like you have the right to say, no, this is not how I didn't make this music for somebody who's going to hate me and my culture.
Yeah. And you know what? And that just happened recently to Sierra, a new up and coming rapper. She sampled Sierra's Goody song, and she did not give her permission, and she put it out anyway. And Sierra clapped back and sent legal action. And
absolutely,
the up and coming rap artist, she went on like a Twitter tirade and was saying that Sierra was old as fuck and all. And I was like, Sierra's the same age as me. So
I mean,
I
can't say anything by a while, but I'm glad she did legal action. That's her right. That's her music. Like you don't get to just steal my music and then say that you hate my culture
because I didn't give it to you. And the thing is that like Charles Wright said, and Ozzy Osbourne is saying, if the message that you're putting out with my music isn't good and I don't agree with it, why would I let you put that out?
Absolutely. Right.
So you are anti-Jew, but then you want to use my music, who I am a Jew, and then you're going to put it out anyway? Absolutely not.
It shocks me that like at this stage in the game, you're Kanye West. You should know better.
Yes.
Like, because I feel like if somebody took Kanye's music without his permission, I mean, he would be clapped back a lot harder.
Yeah.
When you first read it, though, like who would have ever thought that like Kanye West and Ozzy Osbourne would like be beefing? Like that's like such an odd
welcome to March Madness.
Right, that's March Madness, right? That in there, like that doesn't make any sense to me. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I think that I'm surprised there wasn't. I mean, I don't know. Are they going to have legal action?
Well, they sent a cease and desist letter. I know he did it at the album listening party, but I haven't listened to the actual album, so
Okay.
I'm not sure if that is still on the album.
Because they should.
Yeah.
Because Kanye, you know better. Shame on you.
Yes. And I think, and he does know better. Kanye just doesn't give a
He
fuck
doesn't
at this point.
yeah,
he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care at all. And he's got money. But I just think that's wrong.
Yeah.
People need to stop stealing each other's stuff.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that you have no respect. I mean, especially a legend like Ozzy Osbourne, that just goes to show like
Right.
you have no respect for
Zero.
anybody.
Right.
So in other news, let's move on from Kanye. Let's talk about Krishan Rock.
Oh, she's a mess.
Oh yeah, Krishan Rock. Well, she is a wanted woman in the state of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
She from Oklahoma?
She is not from Oklahoma.
All right. Well,
Well,
Krishan.
So Krishan Rock has no plans to turn herself in over a warrant out for her arrest in Oklahoma, saying, I ain't got time for jail, as she has a son to raise.
That
If
works.
Catch Me If You Can was a person.
Absolutely.
Use that. If I get arrested, sir, I don't have time for jail. I got shit going on.
Get me outside. How about that?
How about that?
In a new IG live session with her fans, Krishan addressed the open bench warrant for from the Oklahoma Department of Corrections, which she says she's wanted in connection to an incident from 2022, including drug and traffic charges. It's been known for a while that Krishan has had this little situation outstanding halfway across the country. She lives in LA right now while Blueface is in jail. And she's addressing on camera saying she's working on getting it resolved. In terms of why she says she doesn't want to just surrender and do her time, well, Krishan says she's got a baby now and she simply doesn't want to be away from him behind bars. It sounds like she's really not sweating the jail time either. Krishan says it's worked out for her so far. By the way, this isn't the only legal problem of Krishan. Remember, she's being sued for allegedly assaulting a dancer for Tamar Braxton in LA, who claims she battered him backstage. So
Battered him backstage.
yeah. So if you don't know about the Tamar Braxton
Krishan
situation,
does know that whether you are in Oklahoma or not, they still can get you wherever you are, and then you
Yes.
cross the state line. She does know that, though, right?
I don't think she knows.
I don't
hoping
think she
she
knows.
She said she ain't got time for jail.
I don't think she knows. I don't think she cares. She's like, I got a baby now. I am a mother.
That's
Who cares
wild.
if I was trafficking drugs? Now I'm a mother.
I cannot imagine that conversation. So are you gonna turn yourself in? I ain't got time for jail.
Right.
Right.
Say that from the judge too. Like,
I got time for them people.
Like what?
tell me how the other day. So I found myself in a weird Instagram live with Krishan the other day, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? So she like goes live on Instagram all the time too.
Yeah,
And
she
somehow
does.
I ended up in her live, and it was very disturbing.
You ended up in her life?
Not like I wasn't like
you
on
were
it, but like
watching
yeah,
it.
like I clicked
Oh.
on it, and I'm like, how the hell did I get in Krishan's live? What? It was I don't.
It's that algorithm.
It must have been. Why would I get the Krishan algorithm?
Because we talk about her on Mud
I,
Talk.
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know, Amy. You got something you want to tell us, Amy? I don't know. She's showing
I
up
don't
on your
traffic
algorithm.
drugs, and I don't beat up people backstage.
Maybe you watch the Zeus Network and we don't know it.
Right.
No, I don't.
You love some good Ratchet TV.
I mean, I do love Ratchet TV, but no, not Krishan.
You're not Krishan, yeah.
She's
But
a
she's
mess.
already in trouble, like I said, with the Tamar thing. So she got invited to a Tamar Braxton concert backstage. For some reason, she thought that she was performing on stage, and her backup dancers and singers were trying to tell her, like, no, that's not happening. Like, you're just here to, like, you know, just be here or whatever. The first thing that happened, I guess they have a very sacred prayer circle that Tamar does before every show, and Krishan just like jumped in without permission. And so Tamar
Jumped in doing what?
like trying to hold their hands and pray.
Oh, okay.
And it's like their thing they do before
Like this
every show.
doesn't involve you.
Doesn't
You
involve
weren't
you.
invited.
And so Tamar's sister, Toni Braxton, you know, kind of had like an issue with that and was kind of like, don't touch me. And so then she proceeded to try to go on stage. She snatched the mic away from one of the background singers and got on stage and just started talking and started performing and all kind of other stuff. Well, when they got backstage, altercation happened, an argument ensued, and allegedly she put her hands on one of Tamar's people, and he, whomever it is, they are suing her for battery. So,
Krishan, you're a mess.
yeah,
I need you to get your life together as a mother
yeah.
and as a woman. It's International Women's Day and Women History Month. Please don't make history in the bad way.
Yes.
Get it together, my friend.
Yes, because she said she ain't got time for Jill.
So head to head, Tony Braxton versus Krishan. Who's winning?
Tony
I got
Braxton.
Krishan.
Really?
Really?
No, I'm
Yeah,
Tony
I got
Braxton.
I'm Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton's got life. She's got life behind her.
And remember, she's also connected to Birdman from Cash Money Records.
She is.
Who was from New Orleans. He can make people disappear with the snap of a finger.
Why you got Krishan? What do you think Krishan's got?
I mean, she is on the run. I mean, I'm going with Krishan. I got
in
Krishan.
Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma. You don't have time for jail.
Like, it's not like she's on a run for like a murder case or on a run in like New York. It's Oklahoma, where it's like 300 people live.
And cows, cornfields, and apparently lots of drugs that she trafficked in there.
Yeah, well,
Allegedly.
But it, I mean, it'd probably be easy to traffic drugs in Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma.
Clearly not. She's got a
We
warrant.
love you, Oklahoma.
But she must not be very good at it. But we love
I
people
feel
in
like
Oklahoma.
that's what it. I feel like maybe Krishan, you're just a bad criminal.
Yeah.
Like you just get caught, and probably because you're going live on Instagram. And
Like, who would ever think, like, you know what? I'm gonna go sell drugs in Oklahoma.
you know what? There was a show.
Probably
What was
what
that
she did.
show? Queen of the South. It wasn't Queen of the. Was it Tulsa King? No, it was Tulsa King.
Oh,
Tulsa King talks about trafficking drugs in Oklahoma. Maybe she watched that and was like, I could do that.
maybe.
Because I watched Narcos once and I was like, man, I wonder if I could be a Colombian drug lord.
Well, I mean,
I would never do that, but
Yeah.
I made me think I could get away with it.
yeah, I feel like that when I watched Snowfall and then the episode ended and I came back to reality.
You're like, I could do this.
Yeah, when it
Yeah.
was on, then once it went off, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I ain't about that life.
That's how I was when I watched Narcos. And I was like, no, I feel like the Colombian drug lord life is just not that's not for me.
Yeah, no, I ain't got time for jail.
No, I don't either.
I don't
I'm
either.
a mother. I don't have time for jail.
Yeah, orange is not the new black with me.
You said what?
Said orange is not the new black. with me.
No.
No. So, all right. Well, moving on. Man, we got one last thing to talk about. Oh man, let's talk about Diddy.
Oh.
Let's talk about
I
Diddy.
thought you said we were done with Diddy.
Oh, we're not done with Diddy.
Yeesh.
'Cause Diddy ain't done. So Diddy's
Right.
giving me job
Look,
security
CL
right now.
Styles and Diddy are wearing the same shirt.
We're not.
They're not. He
We're
said, he said, please don't associate me
They
with
look
Diddy."
similar. Just saying.
Yes. Now, remember, these are all allegations when it comes to Diddy. Okay?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So these are not facts.
These are not Big T's
This
personal.
is
Where's the one that says these statements? We need to put that up
Yeah,
there
we
because
need
I
to
don't
have-
fuck with Diddy. I'm scared of him.
yeah, I don't want my car to blow up. after
Yeah,
this.
I feel like his people got people searching
Let me
the
just
internet.
go ahead and say this. The views expressed during the Mud Talk podcast are not views on any other
No, it's also this is coming from where? TMZ.
TMZ.com.
So blame TMZ. This is not us.
Yes, it's not us.
Okay.
So, all right. So Diddy has just been sued by a man claiming the mogul sexually assaulted him. In legal docs obtained by TMZ, Rodney Jones, a former producer and videographer for the mogul, claims he was repeatedly sexually assaulted by Diddy and subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction. Now, please remember that these are allegations, and also these are viewer discretion is advised because these the tea that's in here.
Before you read it,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
graphic.
Yeah,
So
it's graphic.
If your children are in the room. They
Well, they shouldn't be watching it
But
anyway.
if this is a viewer discretion advice.
Viewer discretion is advised because this tea is piping hot. Okay. So Jones claims Diddy, among other things, will grope Jones' genitals and touch his anus. Jones goes on to allege Diddy would parade around naked in front of Jones. Jones believes Diddy was trying to groom him into having sex. He says Diddy would downplay the alleged assaults as horseplay. Jones goes on to allege Diddy forced him to watch a video involving producer Stevie J having sex with another man. Jones included a screenshot of said video. There are more allegations. He says a female cousin of Diddy's girlfriend, Young Miami, who we know is from the rap group City Girls, also sexually assaulted him, allegedly attempting to have sex with him in front of Diddy and members of his staff. But there's more. Jones said Diddy brought prostitutes to his house in Miami, and on one occasion, Jones says he was present at the house and was drugged and possibly raped. He also alleges at several parties Diddy intentionally served women bottles of his tequila and vodka brands laced with drugs. There are more allegations, including underage girls to Diddy's homes and providing them with alcohol. Jones claims Diddy directed Stevie J and his son Justin Combs to recruit prostitutes, and in Justin's case, he was instructed to find underage girls to attend parties. Jones claims Diddy introduced him to Cuba Gooding Jr. on Diddy's yacht, and Cuba allegedly began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders.
Wait, this was recently,
This is the new allegation that just came out.
but like this happened recently.
The allegation, or
Like,
like
when all this
that-
allegedly happened.
They said it
Um,
happened a while back.
it happened a while back,
Okay.
but this lawsuit
He's coming out now.
Yes, he's coming out now.
Because it said like, I mean, how long has Diddy been around Young Miami? Like they said it was her cousin. I mean, they haven't been together that long.
So it was whenever her podcast started, because it was on Revolt TV. So maybe sometime 2020-ish.
So we're not talking like back in the 90s or
This was like-
2000s. Like this was like
Yeah, kind of fresh.
more recent, but not like
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I did hear that with Lil Rod, the producer that made the allegations, he wanted to get $50,000, but Diddy didn't want to pay him the $50,000 and give him his masters or whatever. He said he would give him $29,000, and I guess he gave him $29,000 in cash. When he didn't give him the $50,000, he went along with the suit. And with all of the people that he's alleging in this document, those individuals then have to go to court. So it's kind of like making this case because they aren't, I don't know if they love Diddy enough to lie for Diddy in court, because then that puts them, in an awkward position and they could possibly go to jail. So that's why he's putting and implicating all of these individuals. Yeah. Yep.
And I was going to say, when I was reading the lawsuit, it also where they redacted some of the people's names, but they also where they mentioned Usher. They didn't say his name, but they said R&B singer who recently had a Las Vegas residency.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned Meek Mill, which they described him as a Philadelphia rapper from Philadelphia.
So what were they saying that like Usher and Meek Mill were?
They
how
were
were
saying
part of
like
it?
they were they said that Usher was around when these things were happening, and they said that Meek Mill was part of some of these things that were going on.
Like he was participating allegedly. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically what he's doing is he's like, I'm gonna call Diddy out. Either these people are gonna come out there and be honest in court.
Yeah.
Or it really didn't happen.
Yeah.
One of the two, right? Like, or they won't say anything.
They won't say anything. I think what's so crazy about this is that all of this stems from Cassie saying whatever she, like this has been ongoing since Cassie was like, look, this is what's going on, and I'm taking it to court. But you saw how quickly he handled that. Like he handled that within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, but to see, because that was months back that happened. So like just to see like this just keep going and going and going and going. I don't know if it happened or if it did not happen. You know, it's all allegedly. But all I know is
a lot out there for Diddy to deal with.
All I know is Cat Williams said sometimes you got to tell Diddy no.
You got to tell him no.
He said, Diddy likes to party and kick it, and sometimes you just have to tell Diddy no. So I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't think that he saw all of this coming, and it's kind of hurting him because it's messing up business for him. He isn't, a lot of his things are being taken off of the market, so it's really affecting him, and he has to put out so many different forest fires per se, because you have so many different people that's rising up, like Big T said, after Cassie. So you got to pay this person off, pay this person off, pay this person off, and then you don't have the money coming in either.
Yeah.
And he's paying him off because assuming do we assume guilt if you're paying somebody off? Because if you found guilty in court, he'd have to pay more. Is that?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not allegedly. I don't know what would be the point of paying somebody. Like if we're innocent, I wouldn't pay you off.
Yeah.
Or you just don't have to go to court and deal with it.
Because I was going to say, and then it probably could be that, because it's like, how many times do I have to keep going to court?
Right. It's easier to pay it.
Just pay it off and just leave it.
But it sounded like he didn't want to, right? Like you said that he offered him $29,000 and he wouldn't do the 50.
29,000. Yeah.
He really
that's
heard
what the guy wanted.
Yeah, the guy wanted that for his, what is the Masters or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Mac. Okay, I thought you meant for like this lawsuit.
No,
and I was over here like, that's it. That's all you're gonna get for Diddy if this really happened.
No, he wanted $50,000 for the masters of his music, and Diddy was like, "I'll give you 29."
Yeah, and it just kind of
But Diddy, but it's also been known like Diddy has held on to people's music for years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've seen that with Danny Kane. We
Allegedly.
saw what?
Wait, is that allegedly or is that proof?
No, he's held.
No, that's true.
That's true. Yeah. He's done that with Danny Kane. He's done it with Shine. Like somebody recently, just got their masters from Diddy, one of his former artists. I don't remember what
Mace. Was it Mace?
Mace.
Yes,
Mace,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know, so like it's just like, why are you holding on to people's music?
But you know, yes, but in the same token, he has the music because he produced it, right?
Mhm.
So maybe it's just one of those where it's more. I'm not a music business person, but maybe it's strategic. Like I have.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, as a business person, maybe I don't have to pay as much if I hold on to it. If it's
Maybe
longer, I don't
Yeah.
have to pay as much money for it.
But a lot of artists are starting to go after their masters.
Correct.
Sierra actually, she got her masters, but it's because Russell Wilson paid for her masters.
Good for you, Russell.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, he paid
what's
for
up.
her masters. That's what's up.
I just
So
love them together.
I love it. I love them together. But yeah, she got her masters, you know, thanks to him. Keisha Cole just got her masters as well too. So like a lot of artists are getting the rights to their music
As
because
they should.
it's their music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I really hope this Diddy stuff really just kind of gets done because it's seems like it's something every day. But I will say he's been very quiet.
Yeah.
But his son, Justin, has not been quiet because he recently put out a statement saying the allegations were not true. There's someone trying to slander his name. There's going to be legal action, all this other stuff.
How old is Justin?
Justin's in his 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in his 20s. But yeah, Diddy has been very, very quiet about this.
Yeah.
And then maybe his legal team is saying he shouldn't say anything.
They probably are.
yeah.
Like, don't open your mouth because whatever you say is going to probably get turned against you.
But I don't know. I think it would just be so tough for me not to say anything because like you're lying on me bad.
Yeah.
You can do everything, you can do anything you want to me, but don't lie on me. That's my thing in life.
They're not allegedly.
Oh yeah, they could not be lying.
Like I feel like silence is one of two things. Either my legal team told me to be quiet, so they can't use it against me, or if I say something, it opens it up to people being able to question me, and maybe allegedly some of these things are happening.
What they say, silence is an answer, right?
I say that.
Yeah. So
silence is an appropriate answer for a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We're going to keep our ears to the streets on this one and see what goes on.
Just whatever's happening, do it together.
Yeah, and it's okay to kick it, but just don't be a freak about it.
Don't be a drunk asshole.
Please don't be a drunk asshole.
Like I said earlier.
Yeah, don't be a drunk asshole, and don't just be. I mean, you can be a nasty freak, but be a nasty freak with people who consensually.
We will approve of your consensual and nasty freakiness.
Yes, if you want to be a nasty freak, be a consensual.
Find other consensually nasty freaks and freak
and have a amazing
freaky ass freaky time. I'm okay with that. No judgment here.
You know, I said all the time, like, you ain't got to put no drugs in my drink. Like, just ask.
Oh, Big T's a big nasty consensual freak.
Anything I do is consensual.
But I was saying more about the nasty consensual freak.
Yeah, but don't put drugs in my drink. Like,
I'm not putting drugs in your drink.
Because either, all I can say is no.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got to put no drugs in my drink. That's too much.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. I thought you were saying I don't need drugs. I'm just a freak by nature.
No, I'm just saying if you want to get down with the get down, just ask.
Just ask.
And if I say no, just take that for what it is.
And here's the thing: if you really want to get down, somebody's going to get down with you. Just keep asking.
Yes, just keep
There's
asking.
There's going to be a nasty freak out there somewhere for you.
Yeah, but don't put drugs in my drink, y'all.
Are you just very concerned about? Hey, St. Patty's Day tip number. What was this? 6 big T tips with tea.
Don't be out here roofing people.
No.
Yes.
Thank you.
What are you concerned, CL Styles, about getting roofied?
No, I'm not concerned about getting roofied. I don't want anyone to get roofied.
You're like,
no, I was saying thank you. Like, yeah, don't roofie anyone's drink. Don't do that.
Like, here's the thing: people that are roofied are like they can't. They don't
I was
move.
about to say that. Yes.
Like, I don't know.
Like how is that fun for you if you have to roofie someone and they're there, they're just laying there?
You have much deep-seated issues if you're roofing people and enjoying that.
Please seek counseling.
Like big time.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, rocks and ASMR aren't going to help that shit.
Not at all. You need some deep therapy.
Deep therapy.
You need some deep therapy. And we have resources for you if you need it.
988. Start there.
Please start there. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Well, before we wrap this thing on up, y'all know it's the first Friday of the month and we have to do our shout outs. So does anybody have any shout outs they want to share today?
I actually have a shout out for my 2 co-hosts that are with me on this show.
Aww.
I was thinking about this today, and I have 2 co-hosts right here. You guys might not know this because they don't often talk about it on here, that are both doing big things for the youth in our community. You know, Big T's got his impact program. CL Styles has his lead, where he does the vintage shoes class. I actually was able to attend a couple of the last class, and I've been to Impact and I've gotten to teach with the kids there. And you guys are doing big things for the youth in our community. And I don't think you guys get enough praise and shout outs for what you're doing for the youth. You're a great example of what it looks like to help mentor the youth in our community. And so you guys all deserve a very big shout out for that, for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Miss Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
We love
Appreciate
that. We
that.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, yeah, somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
You know. And I just always say, you know, be the change that you want to see. And if we want to see change, you know, invest in our youth because they are our future. They are the ones who are going to be taking care of us. And so we have to invest in them. And then my thing is, I just want kids to see the opportunities that are out there for them. Because a lot of times kids just want structure and they want people to love on them. And sometimes at home they don't get that. And so if they can go to a shoe class, they can come to Impact or do whatever the case may be and get that, that just makes my heart, you know, full. And so
and you guys are doing it in very unique ways. Like, you know, you're using your impact program, you're encouraging kids to like set goals and see the future and look at what it's like to attend higher education and looking at historically Black colleges and universities, which I thought you were going to bring that up as T, where what was it, the 2 Alabama universities might have to like not be called historically Black colleges anymore. Universities, you have to look that up.
I will.
But giving them the opportunity to see a college campus and take a tour, and then, you know, CL Styles is showing kids and that you can be a business kid at the age of 10, and you know, you can design shoes. And you know, one of my favorite, when I went to his last class where the kids were unveiling their shoes, one of the guys did a great shoe. Like, it was a cool shoe. And I was like, you know, he's like, I could do this. Like, I could do this and make money. I was like, you absolutely could. And just the excitement to show that I can be 10 or 11, maybe 11 or 12, and do something that I could make money off of. Like, just the unique ways that you're able to reach the kids in the community with what your personal interests are and what your goals are is just super cool.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ms. Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
We love that. CL Styles, you got any shout outs?
Yes, I want to throw a shout out to Amy, Miss Amy, because she came through to the class. The kids unveiled their shoes and had a graduation ceremony for their shoe case, and she came through, and I didn't even ask her to do anything, but if you know Miss Amy, you know that she just jumps in and just helps and finds a way to help out the cause, and that's what she did. She jumped in, she helped do certificates, she helped set up the shoes, she helped do all of these things, and it was very, 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 very beneficial to the progress of the class, to the progress of the ceremony. So big shout out to Miss Amy, because she came through in a clutch, and I didn't even ask her to do it. She just did it because she's very genuine and loving.
Oh, thank you. And I enjoyed it. Amy. I just enjoy the ability to be able to have friends that are doing cool things. And, you know, look, I don't know anything about painting a shoe or running a business, or I just recently have learned a lot more about historically Black colleges and, you know, college tours, but like, you guys do great things. And I just, anything I can do to help out, you know, I'm there, and I appreciate that.
And we appreciate you for always supporting jumping in. So I have 3. I have 3
shout outs.
Yes, I got 3. So first,
storing this up.
I have.
Good.
We haven't had a chance to do them.
Right.
So my first shout out is, I want to shout out B Wills from 107.3 The Juice. He did this challenge on Facebook yesterday where he wanted to give people their flowers, and he did a reel, and he was like, hey, if you have anybody you want to give their flowers to, like, put them in the comments below, tag whoever you feel like deserves their flowers. And when I say this reel on Facebook went bananas, like, it was getting shared like crazy, and it was like the comments were coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Like,
a lot of coming.
There it was. But a lot of good coming. But
I'm just gonna sit back.
But it was just super dope to see. He called it the Toledo Challenge, and it was so positive. And when I say I just saw this reel all over my Facebook, and, you know, Mug Talk got tagged in it, and we got tagged in it separately by, you know, each one of us. But just seeing all the love, like people just giving flowers and tagging people and saying, you know, thank you for giving back to the community, or thank you for doing this or doing that, or whatever it is that they were giving flowers for. I thought it was absolutely dope. And we need that. You know, so many people, I feel like when it comes to Toledo, they try to shit on it. They try to make it seem like it's just this trash bag city, and that's not the case. There's so much good stuff here in our city. And I hate when people try to focus on the negative rather than the positive. There's negativity in every city that you go to, you know, but it really pisses me off when people are so negative, but yet they don't do anything to try to change it. And so if you're not going to invest in the city and put your boots on and be a foot soldier and do the work, then politely just shut the fuck up. So
It's just borderlining it after your.
I don't know. Let me come back. But anyways, for putting that positivity out there on the timeline. I thought it was just so dope, and the way that it just went crazy, it was a good crazy. It was bananas, and I love that. The second one is I want to give a shout out to my Rise and Shine family. So this Saturday, we are going to the African American Museum up in Detroit. It's going to be really dope. But I love the fact that we Rise and Shine and the Impact Program, we partnered together for this. And so we're taking 26 students to the African American Museum this Sunday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna see if I can get a day off on Monday.
Where is it?
So the Charles Wright Museum is in Detroit, Michigan. And so it is. Yep, it's an African American museum. Right now, the exhibit they have is called I forget what it's called, but the lady who designed the costumes for Black Panther and Do the Right Thing, the costumes are on display there. And so you can go, so you can go to the museum and you can go and see the costumes and whatnot. But then they also have their main exhibitions called Still We Rise. And what happens is it takes you through the journey of, you know, African kings and queens through the Atlantic slave trade, through slavery, but it's like it's a replica of everything.
Like interactive.
Interactive. They even have a replica slave boat that you can go on. They completely built it, and they have like these mannequins and like bodies that like move and make noises to like give you like the real experience. So a lot of times when we take kids, like we tell them like brace yourself, because it is like very it can be triggering sometimes.
Yeah.
But like once they get through it, and they kind of take you through the journey of the civil rights movement and Motown, and they just take you through the whole Black experience. And so it's a really dope experience. But I just want to say shout out to them for allowing Impact to partner together. My biggest thing is we do better when we come together. And so, you know, it could have just been the kids from, the school, but to bring both entities together. And now we're taking 26 kids to an amazing experience. And then some of the parents are coming too. So to me, that's dope, and that's super major. And so,
Can we do like a white girl visits? Can we do a Mud Talk road trip, and then I can go see it?
I think that would be dope. We should
take me there. And
yeah,
I've never been there. I'd like to go.
Really, it's really dope experience. And the cool thing is that every second Sunday of the month is free admission.
Well, then that's when we need to go.
Yes. So we can go. We can go.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do a white girl visits the Charles Wright African American Museum in Detroit, and I will share my thoughts and experiences and gain another, some information to put in my backpack of perspective.
Yes. And my last shout out goes to Mr. CL Styles. I just want to say I'm super proud of how he has just fit right in onto this Mud Talk family. Nice. I know at first he was kind of like nervous or whatnot, but honestly, it feels like you've been doing this show since day one. And so, you just slid in there, and I don't know.
Slid it in.
That's what they say.
Hey, in the hot tub in Florida.
Oh.
That is sliding it right in.
Yeah, that is usually what gets him in trouble. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh, maybe that'll be for our spring break show.
Spring break show, yeah. You got to be in the studio for that one.
No, oh yeah, no, he's still gonna be in Florida.
Oh, he'll still be in Florida. Yeah, that's true. Oh, never mind. Yeah. But anyways, no, I just want to shout you out because you have really just fit right into this team, and so I don't even think people can even tell that you just got here, a few episodes ago. So got to give you big props and shout out, especially because if you've never done podcasting before or radio before, this whole process can be very intimidating because you got lights, you got cameras, you got the mics, you got to know your cue, you got to know when to jump in and speak, you got to know when's your segment, you got to have your segment together, you got to have your content together. It's trust y'all. Let me tell y'all something. This is the whole work in progress. Okay. This looks like that is chaotic, but this is organized chaotic.
I think we didn't look that chaotic.
No, but people
said no.
No, but People probably think like we just come in here and just turn this damn camera on and mic on. We just get it popping.
And
No.
I think people think that about a lot of radio and podcasts. Like,
Yeah.
I know I've thought that in the past. Like, I'll listen to radio shows. I'm like, damn, are they just winging it?
Yeah, no.
You're not winging it.
You're not winging it.
I mean,
winging
some
it.
things that comes out of our mouth might sound like that.
Yeah, like this is winging it.
Yeah.
But
We're not winging it. We're just
no, I'm saying this conversation. Yeah, but we have a whole format. Like
plan.
we literally probably talk like so. This show is today. We'll probably be talking for the next 2 weeks about the next show,
Right?
Because we legit talk every day,
Mhm.
and it's just so we can be prepared for the next show.
Especially when Ty's at the office late night and having a few beverages. I get
Well, there's
big
that.
tea at the office.
That's when the creative juices are flowing.
do.
They do. I love those creative juices.
I have another shout out.
Okay. Yeah.
And I do too. Ladies first.
Oh, look at how polite
Look
he
at
is.
you.
That's how he manages to slide things in. He's like, ladies.
Well then.
I want to shout out Red. It was his birthday.
Yeah, shout out to
happy
Big Red,
birthday
man.
to Big
Red, man.
So hopefully you had a great day, and we put a little shout out on our Instagram, which is at MudTalk419. Go follow us.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
on our Facebook, same at MudTalk419,
Yes, and on TikTok too.
and on TikTok. So,
TikTok has been blocking us.
oh, you're getting shadow banned.
Someone it said the community we like some community guideline stuff.
That's because there's a hater. You gotta find the hater and get rid of them.
Man, somebody's
Them out.
Yeah.
I wonder who it is.
Well, I heard too that like on Facebook they're getting real strict about like people are getting banned for like little tiny things too.
Yeah. I was so like I read the caption. I was like, what is it? Because it happened twice.
That's somebody reporting you.
Oh,
Trying to get you banned.
somebody's trying to get us
Haters.
haters.
Hate.
That's okay.
We'll save that for our F Your Feelings next show.
Yeah,
F the haters.
F haters. Yes. Yeah. What's
Sorry,
your
like,
you got a shout out, Thea?
allergies are going crazy.
Yeah, and just to kind of like piggyback on what you said, you guys make it easy for real. Like, it's very inviting, and I said this from the jump. Coming on the show when I was a guest, it was very inviting. I felt relaxed, and it hasn't changed from being a guest to being on this side. So you guys make it easy. We are a family. And like you said, we do talk constantly or meet at the headquarters or whatever, and I love that. So you guys make it easy. So shout out to y'all for bringing me on and letting me ride with my training wheels for a little bit.
Well, thanks for coming and riding with us.
For sure.
And I will say too, you're getting a lot better at answering messages. I'm so proud of you.
We're so proud of you.
New year, new me.
Yeah, like you said that too. You said that before New Year's.
I
Like, I
did.
would do better at responding.
Yeah.
And then the one time that you let it go longer than 24 hours, you actually apologized, and I didn't even notice that you let it go. So
Oh,
you did a good job.
you
I'm
did a
proud
very
of
good
you.
job.
Even though we're all jealous that you're in the nice warm weather.
That part.
Y'all have to come next time.
I
Stop
know, right?
playing and come down. Y'all want to stay? Come on down.
You didn't even invite us. So
He did invite us. What? Oh,
Mhm.
we were at the office. You were a little.
Oh no.
I invited. I did send
You
the
did.
invite.
I don't recall.
We had a full ass conversation. In fact, I think you planned the whole trip that whole night.
I don't recall.
We were all going to go.
It didn't happen. I don't
Yeah.
recall.
It happened.
See, that's what those Long Islanders do.
Allegedly.
Big T with the-
Well,
Allegedly.
what are you, did he know?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Nope. I'm just Big T. Big T with the T. That's it.
You just snort. You just snorted. You good? Ooh, all right. I think it's enough. Oh, my
Oh Lord Jesus. See?
How did my boob pop that
I
off?
don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just slide this back in here.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
You got a little excited.
Oh man.
I see.
Women's History Month. My
Women's
tits are popping.
Just let it pop all over the place. Lord,
Be free.
they're ready to be free.
I guess.
They are ready.
They said, let me out.
Yes, man. Let me out right now.
Free them till they free.
I don't
That
know
is
how the hell
funny.
that just happened.
Yeah. See, I told y'all organized chaos, y'all. This is some
Not
order.
planned.
Yes.
No,
Not
there was
planned
it
at
was
all.
not the guy that said Miss Amy's chit knocked the mic off.
Can we clip that?
So, I think so.
We're gonna clip it. Because that is-
I'll put the blooper reel.
Yes.
Why do all the bloopers have to be?
No, I don't know. But
Oh, my
yeah.
Lord.
And yeah, last shout out to everybody that does podcasting. A lot of people just she's still thinking about the
No, I just said yes. If I knew exactly what you're gonna say.
oh, Yes.
Okay,
You
I'm
just
gonna go
agreed.
over
You're like, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But man, shout out to everybody who does podcasting. This is not anything easy. I know I said this already before. This is not just some janky rinky dinky shop where we just come and just set up. This is organized and unorganized chaos.
Facts.
You got yourself together?
No.
Not at all. What the teacher say to me? I'll wait.
And I feel like I'm that kid that just can't stop.
I'll wait.
If you ever wanted a picture of what I did, this is me in school for
That
like
is
all
you.
the years.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So again, let's start over.
He doesn't stop either. Okay.
Shout out to everybody who does podcasting. This ain't no rinky dinky shop.
The hour wait was wild. Can you say hour wait again?
I'll wait.
I forget how. Sorry.
If you can hear my voice clap once.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Ooh, you know what? I needed that. I needed that laugh.
We needed
I
that.
needed to get my
We got
endorphins
that
out.
right. Shout out to
Ooh-wee.
That was my entire week of
that was
stress
our
coming out.
was that our communal cry?
I got crying. Laughing, shit. Woo. All right.
Okay.
We're shouting out to podcasters.
We're just shouting out
Lord.
podcasters, man. Because you don't just turn a microphone and just get up there and talk the shit. And so you're fucking up my shout out.
Okay. Shout out to podcasters. It's hard. You don't just do it.
You don't just
gotta
do it.
plan it.
You gotta plan
Except
it.
for this last
Yes,
5
except for this. But if you are a podcaster and you're, I'll just say keep grinding.
Yes.
Because it's not easy. It took us, we are in year 3, and it took us quite a while to get to being a international and global and all that platform.
Charting on the Apple charts.
Charting on the Apple charts. But just keep grinding, keep hustling. And really what it is like, honestly, like the way that you get your podcast to be where it is that you just constantly just keep putting in people's faces. Like
Grinding, keep getting it out
keep
there.
grinding. Like we share clips all the time on our social media platforms, our personal platforms, Mud Talk platforms. If we're not doing clips, we're constantly posting the link, the YouTube link, the link for you to go watch, listen, stream, or whatever. But just keep grinding because it's not easy. And I see a lot of people are starting their podcast, and then and they just always have questions. And so I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't like to gatekeep information. I like to see people be successful. And if I can give you information on how to help your podcast get to where we are or better, I'm going to do that because I want everybody to win. So
well, it's not just that. It's like looking at data. Like we just had a conversation. I was telling Big T, he's like, well, did you post that? I said, actually, I'm researching like when's the best time to post? How long are the clips where you can get it out there the best? And like it's not just about getting up here and saying things, but it's also about analyzing like your viewers, your audience, your listeners, looking at the data, what's helping be more successful. And that's a big part of it too.
It is.
So like if you want to get into it, you got to know that there's a lot more than just getting up here and talking and random things. Like there's a lot that goes into that part of it.
Yeah.
Things that we're still learning, things that I'm trying to figure out, like how is this podcast doing this? And we haven't gotten that part yet. So like we're trying to figure that out, studying and analyzing what others are doing as well.
Absolutely. And then the thing is too, like you said, like not only is that data important, but we use that too. We like that episode and really do too high. We're not going to do that topic again, or that one was really good. Let's do a part 2. And the biggest thing is that podcasting, I really want people to understand this. If you're a podcaster and you watching and you listen, if you think about starting a podcast, please tap into this real quick. Podcasting is not you just getting on the mic and talking about random stuff. Please make sure your things are organized. A lot of people think podcasting, you just set up this camera and mic and then you just shoot the shit. That is not what you do. That actually turns off a lot of people. Because I listened and watched a podcast like that, and I was like, what in the hell are y'all talking about? And it's just been all over the place, and it was just dysfunctional.
And it doesn't mean that that's not to say that you can't just like shoot the shit, but you have a topic.
You have
like
a
there's
topic.
not just like, it's not just like, because eventually you run out of shit to talk about.
Yes.
If you're not researching and planning and doing so, like sometimes you bring up a topic and we kind of shoot the shit and joke about it.
But we're shooting the shit within the topic.
With the topic.
Yeah.
And then we go on to the next segment or next topic. And it's more about that than just like let me talk about whatever pops in my brain.
Yeah. CL Style, what's one of the biggest things you've seen so far or that you learned since you've been here on Mud Talk?
Speaking to the mic.
Yes,
Yeah.
please and thank you. I hear you great today. I don't know, your iPad's had a good mic.
Yeah, he's got those eyes on.
Yeah. I think speaking into the mic, but I also think, like you said, having an agenda to kind of go off of. So,
Yes.
you know, even if you have like these conversations how we had, you can always pivot back to what's next. I think a lot of times, and even I would think, you know, before I got with you guys, that it was just talking on the mic, but it's actually a lot of different topics that goes along with it, and a lot of organization that goes along with it. So I would say that's probably the second thing, but definitely the first is like talking into the mic for sure.
Yes, I just had that conversation. Shout out to the Drunk Unks podcast. I had that conversation with them when they were first starting because they had it bad of like not speaking into the mic. And I went like one day I legit went to a commercial, was like, speak into the mic. And we learned that from shout out to Tisha Lee from the G27.3. She's like, everywhere your head moves, like you need to be on the mic. So if you probably see me, y'all probably see me on the show today, but if every time we're going like this, it's because I'm talking to Amy like this and my mouth is moving with the mic.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. And also too, if you are a podcast that is starting, have segments on your show. One of the things that keeps us organized here on Mud Talk is that we have segments. So we have, you know, mental health matters. We have Big T with the T, Tis with T.
Ask the White Girl's coming back.
The White Girl is coming back. CL Styles is going to have his segment. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have segments on the show, and that helps the flow of the show, and it keeps people engaged because they're like, oh shoot, they're about to do After Feelings. I love when they do After Feelings. Oh, y'all doing Ask the White Girl? I love Ask the White Girl. Like legit, people will walk up to us and like, oh my God, you are the girl from Ask the White Girl.
Literally, I get called White Girl, which doesn't offend me.
Doesn't offend it, but that's because
some of my white friends are like, why do they call
me? Yeah.
It's fine.
But that's because we have the segment called Ask the White Girl. And that draws people in to want to listen to your show. But if you're just getting up here and you just talking about Joe Schmo and all willy-nilly, like where are the segments? For me, when it comes to podcasting and TV shows, radio shows, whatever, I love segments because if I know you're doing a particular segment, I'm going to tune in. And we use that like when we're promoting for the next episode. We like, all right, next episode we're going to have Ask the White Girl's going to come back. Craig's going to have his segment.
After Feelings
is coming back, and that makes people want to tune in to the next episode because
it's spring break.
And it's spring break.
We love us in spring break. We're doing drinking.
We're going to do some drinking on that.
I said drinking game.
Oh,
last year we did Never Have I Ever. We may need to not do that one this year.
Yeah, let's not do that one. So I don't know. But yeah, on the next episode is our spring break episode. So I'm super excited. And of course, that's only fitting that CL Styles will be on the show for spring break.
In Florida. But then it'll probably be 85 and sunny or something.
Yeah. I hope it rains.
It might be. See?
You should do it.
You see how Big T does?
Find a palm tree. You need to be here next to a palm tree.
Yeah.
Do they have palm trees in Jacksonville?
I have palm trees in my front yard.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, excuse us.
Yeah, well, I need you to sit next to a palm tree.
I got you.
I need to see a palm tree.
That's funny. But yeah, make sure y'all tune in and tap into next episode. It's our spring break episode. We have a lot that we're going to talk about in regards to spring break. I'm super excited. Are we doing Ask the White Girl?
Yeah.
Ask the White Girl is going to be back. And we got some other stuff that's going to be coming up. And I'm super excited for it. So. Yeah. All right. Well, we thank y'all so much for tuning in and tapping into the hottest podcast that keeps. Sorry. I want to thank y'all for tuning into the hottest podcast that brings you the latest in music, news, and fashion and keeps our ears to the street
while you grind and shine.
All right. We'll see y'all next time, y'all. Deuces.